Oh, wow.
Oh, yes, sorry, with John McGuinness. Yes, in fact. Anyway, found him, and he went, you coming for a lap? As he was driving, he said that he'd nudge me, wouldn't he? And he'd go, right, imagine I'm on the 600. I'll tap you the first time I'd hit the brakes. And we went for miles. And then he'd be like, right, see this corner here? I use the curb here, and he was telling us all, right, I use the curb here, and I use this, and I love all that.
He would know where every single manhole cover...
honestly, the knowledge. You've got to bear in mind, one lap is 37 and a quarter...
Three quarters.
Of a mile. That's one lap. We've gone off, and he's in the back of the car. So I'm trying to hold my iPhone. Honestly, my fingerprints are like, they're in the door handle. And I honestly had a moment where I thought he's got fucking death wish. The speeds he was doing, overtaking cars and R1s and Fireblades, he was going straight past them. So I thought, if I ask him to slow down, because I was scared. I said I was scared. I turned to this fucking moron, trying to get something off him. I went, you right in the back there, son? Openly give me something. I say, John, should we slow down a little bit? Told him that. I'm fine, of course, but, told him about. And he just went, this is great. Anyway, got back. Becky's wife obviously came out to meet us. And obviously I was white as a sheet. So I was trying my best to not look really scared. So I got out. She was like, you all right, Chris? And John, because he's like a big kid, we're 145 across the mountain. She went, with a child in the car. And then she chased him around the car. And I can't remember if it was a newspaper or a shoe hitting him.
Stories and turbo screens. We're gasoline junkies, chasing the spark, laughing in the fast lane, tearing up the dark.
I don't trust Chris with fire and loads of clothes. It's like a caveman.
Well, no, you light it now.
What's that?
We're doing it on now.
Yeah, you light it and bring it in and we'll sing happy birthday to you. No, not really. Do we have to sing happy birthday?
No.
I don't have to. You can give them the bumps.
Oh, look at that. A birthday cake for our happy birthday. I feel like I want to eat this now.
Go on in, you eat it.
I can't.
Face straight into it.
Right, so you're out of the way. So, as you can see, this is our 1 year birthday today, and these guys have kindly bought us a cake with a candle. Do you want to do the honours?
No, because I've got the lurgy.
He's got the lurgy. You better do it, because we've all got the lurgies, I think. Did you make a wish? Was it an Aston Martin?
It won't come true now.
Yeah. No, thank you for doing that. It was a lovely gesture.
Happy birthday.
And as you can see, it's our birthday. They
And it's our 31st podcast, isn't it?
We've got more than that. So Jamie's our 30th podcast. We've got Jason's. We've got the car show, and then we've got these. So this is like 33.
Honestly, I think you've done amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's been so much fun. Like you can see from that video that I posted this morning. It's just like when I was going through the videos yesterday to edit, I was just like, all we do is just laugh.
Yeah, no, and I was looking forward to watching Jamie's one because I think I said to you.
So that's out Tuesday.
We've got all the same friends, and I've watched him for ages. I think he's done so well. So I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah, he's really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a good lad.
Yeah, we've learnt a lot over the year as well. Like, I don't think we've got any better presenting.
No, I would say we've got.
We still rely on the old board up there to answer questions.
I'd say it's got more fluid. I think
a little bit more fluid. Yeah. But if you're talking to us and we start looking like we're drifting off, we're not. We're just trying to look at the next question.
I just took it as an age thing. So.
Yeah, I'm not.
Alzheimer's is kind of kicking in as well. But no, I think it's. I don't think it's changed too much from when we started.
No.
I don't think it could change with you, Chris, and I, for example, because we've been friends for so long. And
we always took the piss out of each other, so we're not changing,
So I think it's all gone very, very well.
Yeah, so we're it's good. I'm glad we're doing it, and obviously we're going to crack on. And we've just hit 1 million viewers on TikTok.
That's good,
really.
And collectively through all the platforms, we're about 2 million views. But it's a shame that's not subscribers. Well, people have scrolled past us 2 million times.
We took Matt Legg for a shoot last Sunday with Chris Lambriano and everyone, and he's up to about 90,000 subscribers.
I'm so pleased with that.
I love seeing how well people do.
But since the day he said he was going to do YouTube, I was just like, mate, you'll be perfect for it.
He's got just the right niche. He's got the right character.
He has. Yeah, and the following he got very quickly was brilliant, and that for me that sort of showed that he needs to just focus on that.
Yeah,
because he's good at it.
Yeah,
and I think people need that niche will never go away because he's talking about obviously the boxing side of it and the criminal side of it as well. But that's kind of like almost like a dying breed, whereas it's like the old cowboys. People will always talk about cowboys and Indians, if you're allowed to say that nowadays. But because it was a phase that was there and then it went.
Yeah.
And now I think the old British criminal side of things that he talks about is...
we like it. I mean, we spend a lot of time with Chris and Jimmy. And
he's a nice guy. I met him a couple of times. Yeah.
So, I mean, he's become like your granddad, hasn't he? I mean, they're so close. So Chris will just message him and they'll go out and do something.
He invited me to the Blind Beggar, actually, which was really fun. Did that... I think it was this year.
Have they still got the hole in the wall?
No, so they got a photo of it, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Because what happened was, it was Valentine's Day. So yeah, Valentine's Day I think it was. So my girlfriend wanted to go down to Reading.
Last of the romantics. Take it to the Blind Beggar.
And then Chris is like, I'm going to be there. I want you to come along. Blah blah. I'm like, okay. So I drove from Reading all the way through London to get there, and we've walked in. And then Chris is stuck in traffic somewhere, and Shannon, her face, like when you walk in, all I can describe, people with knuckle dusters on a chain around there, proper
standard, isn't it?
scary looking people. And even I went in, and I thought, ooh, and her face just dropped. It went like she went proper white and pale, and I was like, look. Trust me, you're going to be in a place where you're going to meet some of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. Yeah. And you'll feel safer here than you will walking down the streets of Milton Keynes.
Yeah, we said this when we used to knock about everyone, didn't we?
Yeah, what was that thing we went to? The
Bronson thing?
No, the Howard Marks thing. We're all suited and booted.
Yeah.
And we've got them amazing pictures with like Roy Shaw and...
hey! Come at me, bro.
That's the end of your birthday.
It is.
Should we up or back down?
Just leave it down, it'll be all right. Yeah.
But like I say, exactly like you said, we walked in and we kind of went pale. And we were all suited. We were with Matt. I think Matt had a black eye. One of his mates just had a black eye.
Somebody always had a black eye.
Yeah, true. And but they were the loveliest people.
That's the thing, because I went up and I stood at the bar, and I've only ever been there once. He took me, and I'm stood at the bar, and there's a black fella walks past, and he walks past, says to me, "Are you here for the tour?" And I'm like, No, I'm just here for a drink, thanks. And he just walks off, and I'm like, that voice, I know that voice. Yeah. It's Vaz Blackwood.
Oh, was it?
Really? Fools and Horses. And when he
does the tours.
Come back,
does it?
When he come back past, I said, look, I've got to stop you. It's like, just wow, and he's such a lovely man he was.
Yeah.
And I was
his voice doesn't suit his appearance, does it?
It was so. It was. I was literally looking. And I was like, who is he? Who is he? Yeah. And all I could think was the episode of Only Fools and Horses, because that's what the Shadow. And I was just like, such a lovely guy. And then end up walking off and then coming back in a bit. And then I sat quickly, there.
But he was also, what was he?
In Lockstock.
Lockstock with my mate Danny. Danny John Jules.
Sammy Breaker.
Rory Breaker.
That's it, with the big head.
Yeah. And so and it was like, we walked off, and then came back, and I was stood there in the same bar with the people that were here during that time, and it was just the most unreal thing. And I was there with first time I met Jimmy, actually. Mm-hmm. Then I was with Chris, and then a lady called Maureen Flanagan as well. Yeah. And it was just the most surreal thing.
And Chris and Jimmy are so funny together.
Yeah.
Because they were not even bicker. Jimmy he's a real bloody skinflint, isn't he? Oh, Jimmy.
He's just proper. He's just so funny, and it's like, because everyone always describes.
Really funny with it.
He always describes Jimmy, or everyone always describes. He is just a comedian. He's funny, and he is He is so funny. Yeah. He just doesn't care either. He says whatever he thinks.
We always said that about Dave Courtney, didn't we?
Yeah, we did that with Dave Courtney.
He was funny.
We paid long time ago, didn't we, to go down. Our birthdays are very, very close to each other, and we treated each other to go and he always said that he could beat anyone in the world playing pool one-handed.
I remember that.
So we did it, didn't
Challenged
we?
him.
And we drove down. We caused a bit of trouble initially. You parked in the wrong place or something, and was it Seymour, his mate's name?
Yeah.
And anyway, he kicked off, but it was all fine. But Dave was the loveliest, most warming, welcoming,
very funny
gangster you could ever meet. And we struck up a friendship almost with him, didn't we?
He ended up being in one of our films, didn't he?
Yeah, we made a little short film with him, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
And then we went to that.
Took us down to the sex dungeon.
Yep.
Didn't do nothing. We just looked.
Too many stains. But then we done the whole.
Signed an NDA.
We done the old Carlton Leach thing as well, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what the world's lost, isn't it? It's just respect. And,
Yeah.
we spend a lot of time. We take Chris out for breakfast and lunch, don't we?
No, I took Jimmy out in the Ferrari actually. The
Yeah,
other day.
and it's just
Yeah.
there's such genuinely nice people.
Yeah.
And the fact, obviously, they're trying to use their previous history in things to try and lead youngsters on the right path and stuff
That's
like
nice,
that. So
isn't
they're
it?
trying to,
Yeah.
and that's what we're trying to do the same thing with different charities we sort of support, and but they're just lovely. They're just so respectful. If there's a lady, then they get out there.
See, that's a dying thing as well.
It's an old school respect.
Yeah.
It's an old school respect.
Yeah. Right, so should we start the podcast? We've been chatting.
Talk about cars. Yeah.
This wasn't part of it.
No.
Oh.
It will end up in it. Just before we start, is all 4 lights on the recorder? On the audio? Yeah. That's I didn't clock that before I sat down. Otherwise, I spend a whole podcast going, let's go.
Sorry.
Right, shall we go, yeah?
Yeah,
Right, so I will apologise now if I am chatting. Barry's given me his cold yesterday, so if I am chatting and things start dripping out my nose, just let's have a little, that the apple is red or something. Give me a little sort of like thingy code. That's it, for me to wipe my nose. But yeah, we'll go from there. Right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Gasoline Junkies. I'm Russell.
I'm Barry.
And today we're joined by...
Chris,
And Tristan.
Tristan's back again for more punishment.
Tristan,
I
take
know.
2.
he's bought
Drags me
more
along.
cars, you see, so he's got to come
Oh,
back
is that
on.
what it is? Oh, okay. Right, okay, so we've been trying to get you on since your podcast, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
So you always fretted that you'd come back on, or
Yeah.
you would come on.
I'm just not that excited. That's what the boys were.
Oh, we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be all right. But so we normally start off with who are you, which we've asked,
Yeah.
and the next thing's going to be what do you drive?
Well, I know when you had Tristan was on, he said what day, and
Yes.
I thought, well, explain how we work, because what I drive changes. Sometimes I can drive 3 or 4 cars in a day, or 3 or 4 vehicles. So personally, me, Tristan, and number 2 boy Owen that you had on here, we pull all of our resources. So we buy cars that we all use, so we're all insured for, and we can then pick and choose which car we take. So Owen's now looking to get the McLaren that he spoke about when he was here, so that's his next one. And then obviously yesterday we were out looking at Astons as another one to put into the pool.
Which model?
So this is where I'm really thick, because I just tend to get in the car and turn the key, as it were. But I was trying to... so when we were looking for your Lamborghini, we spent 2 years looking. Ferrari was 2 years, where you start looking and then you go and look at them and then you try and work out what you're going to do and what you essentially want against what you'd like, but it's not a deal breaker. So I'd looked at, and I think, again, if I get this wrong or pronounce them wrong, because I don't know how you pronounce half these things, I'd looked at the Vantage, which I believe is the one without the back seats. That's how I know it. Looks like a pit bull.
Right.
And it was because I want to keep the Mustang. I'd like to have both cars. So the idea was, I looked at those, and it was like, that just seems to be an absolutely amazing driving car. But not being funny, where in the UK are you going to drive it? This is what keeps coming. You're going to wreck your wheels on potholes, speed limits, cameras, and everything else. So then I was looking at no, I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Volante or Volant?
I know what you're on about.
Which is the one with the back seats, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my preference, it has to be convertible. I like the DBS because it's a little bit, more exciting. And that's what we drove yesterday. And it was just
And
amazing.
most
wasn't it?
importantly, James Bond had one.
Yeah.
That is
Which
the
makes
Daniel
it
Craig
double
drove it in
cool.
Casino
That is-
Royale.
Yeah, so that's pretty much where we're up to. I've got to go up to, because when on my main business, the Express coffee side, our main customers are people that give away coffee. So car dealerships, for instance. So we look after a lot of top-end car dealerships, and we look after, I think it's the biggest one in the UK, which is actually Nottingham, Aston Martin. So I messaged their MD after we'd been to Aston Martin Newport. And he's a really good mate. He's got an RD350. He's proper old school. You'll go there, just comes out his jeans, and he takes you on the garage, and we just talk about motorbikes and Ducatis and old school. So I messaged him, so we've got to go up and see them. And he just said, look, you can come in. We'll take you out on some of the cars to really understand the differences. So I'm pretty sure it's got to be convertible, probably going to be the DBS, and what I call the one with the back seats. Not that I need back seats, but I like to normally chuck my briefcase or my rucksack if I'm at the gym, so you've got a little bit of room for the
To be
back.
fair, you couldn't even get Warwick Davis in that back seat.
Oh, really?
It's that short.
Is it?
Yeah, it's proper small in there. I'm normally the tester, and I can't fit it.
So that's pretty much what I think we're going to do.
Yeah.
And again, I'm trying to. It's all about figures, isn't it? It's all about trying to work things out. It gives me something else to aim for. But I don't really want to bite just before the winter period. I mean, we got back yesterday, didn't we? And the wife just went nuts. I've seen you been out looking at cars.
To be fair, we did tell her we put a deposit down just for a laugh. So you can understand the frustration.
And the thing is, I do tend to just come back with a car and then go, oh, sorry, I thought I told you.
Yeah.
I did tell you,
it's always that thing, it's always better to ask for forgiveness, isn't it?
Rather
ask
than
for
permission, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but I thought you meant. So,
and that's the thing as well, is my girlfriend's sort of figured that out, because if she says don't do it, it just is like, I'm just going to do it. It's like just principle
fuel
now.
for you to do it,
Yeah, because I remember when I was getting the Lambo, and I was showing her something on my phone. I'd already paid the deposit, so too late now. And I was showing her something on my phone, and an email came up, and in the description it said, or in the subject, it said something about the Lambo. It said, whether it were inquired Lambo, and she goes, "You bought one?" I was like, do you really think I have the money to buy one? Like, seriously?
That's what we always do. Really think we do that without telling you?
I spent about probably the rest of the day convincing her I didn't buy it. And then when when I brought it to the office, I got her to meet me down in the office. But the one time she came around the back of the office rather than the front, and I parked out the front so she would see it. So okay. So I was like, look, I said, can you just go get me something out of the car? I just need whatever it was. She goes out and her face, she's just, you bought an effing Lambo?
Got on camera, didn't we?
I got it on film. But to answer your question, he drives a Mustang.
Yeah. So generally, but like I was saying, we pull our cars, but like we are quite lucky. We do work a lot of hours. But when you love what you do, it's hardly work, is it? Mm-hmm. So, Tristan flies helicopters. Owen does planes. Last year we passed our yacht licence. So we have sometimes where it's like he could be driving down to Elstree. I'll meet him down there and watch. He's up in a helicopter. Then we're back. Then we've got to get back, get in a van. We've got to travel the van, do a night shift. We've been doing night shifts, which is great fun because you've got no traffic. Mm-hmm. No one's bugging you. You can get so much done.
I flew to the office once.
Did you?
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, that's the ultimate flex.
Well, to be fair, the reason I did that was purely because
you wanted a picture next to your Ferrari.
I asked if I brought my car up, could I take it onto the helipad and get a photo of the Ferrari next to the helicopter? They said no. So I was like, fine. So I flew the helicopter to the office to get a photo with the car next to each other. Yeah. And
that was
really,
500
really cool.
quid well spent, wasn't it?
I was way more than that. Yeah.
What, in fuel?
Well, you got to pay for the hire. You got to pay.
Right, okay.
Just to get a picture.
I was literally.
How could a photo?
So you don't own the helicopter. You're licensed to fly.
No, I'm still on lessons, but I just passed it as a lesson. I've done all my written exams now. That took me a long time.
It's mad, isn't it? 9 written exams.
Yeah.
Plus, so I think last time you was on, you was just about to do your license, wasn't you?
I was just about to do I was just about starting my exams.
Yes.
The written ones, because I'm just thick and I can't.
We're not what I call academic. I'm left school at 15. I'm not really. I hate school. Kept them out of school.
You used to be one of the cleverest people we've ever seen. Is that even a word? Cleverest. Look at me, sounding all intelligent.
Let me put it this way: I can do a J-turn in a helicopter, which is fun, but I can't write about it. That's what I can fly. I can do all stuff like that, really easy. But when you're speaking to the towers and stuff, you've got to speak in their lingo, which I'm not very good at. I done it the other day where the weather got really bad and I'd taken off, and it was really, really bad. I couldn't see anything. And I radioed. I had my instructor with me.
Like Luke Skywalker.
No, I said to my instructor, "I was like, no, this is you. I'm now just sat here just for, for insurance purposes. Now you're flying it and stuff. That's the sort of point where I'm at."
Yeah, this is the
so I
final part
radioed.
I
radioed back and said, "I was like, helicopter Golf Hotel Zulu. Please, can I come back?" And they came back and said, "Yes, do what you like," or whatever they said. And I was like, "Thank you." On my way. And that's how I talk. I just talk to them like normal people.
But is that okay then?
Well, you're not meant to. You're meant to.
It depends on the airfield, doesn't it?
Yeah,
some if you get what's the difference? But massive difference between an airport, isn't there?
Yeah, there's obviously you got some where you tell what you're doing, some you have to request what you're doing. But either way, I don't care. I'm just like, please can I cross the runway, or please can I do. I don't know what it is. It just comes naturally to me.
Have you been to Guy Ritchie's airfield yet?
No.
Oh, right. So he owns I'll find the name of it and I'll ping you later. Yeah. But he owns an airfield over in where's Stonehenge, round that way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's up by Thruxton.
Yes, yeah, it is. So he owns that, and apparently there's a restaurant there, and it sells, because I think he has his own lager or something like that. It sells that in there. The restaurant is... Huh?
Compton Abbas.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, his restaurant's supposed to be amazing.
Because that's what he did. He flew his girlfriend out for a birthday to a
that was great.
restaurant.
That was.
That's some brownie points there.
Well, do you know what's
That's a funny
I'm not
story,
going to
yeah.
lie, is I'm not being funny. You sit here and think, and it's like, you do all these things, and then it's like, is it good enough? Anyway, so on my birthday, what happened? It still wasn't good enough because I'd forgotten to do what she actually wanted.
Oh, wow.
So what she wanted was, she really loves Harry Potter. She wanted to go Harry Potter World. Me being me, always busy, forgetful, I forgot about it. She then messaged me the beginning of August, so her birthday's on the end of August.
Sometime.
And it was the beginning of August, and she said to me, have you booked the tickets? Have you sorted it? I was like, of course I have. Went onto the website, went to do, and you've got to do about a month to 2 months before. Yeah. I was like, crap. So we're then upstairs brainstorming as we do. And I won't lie, our brainstorming, you ever seen the Wolf of Wall Street where they're all sat in the meeting? That's our brainstorming, so that's how it goes. Anyway, so
some of the things we go, I know what we could do.
And anyway, so we're there and we're just coming up brainstorming. It's like, you could take her up in the helicopter. I was like, okay, I could do that. That's a good idea. And then I was like, I know where I do. It's called auto rotations. Basically, you're coming down with no engine. That's effectively
just
the principle.
turn it off for an emergency.
Put it to idle effectively, and you come down.
That sounds terrifying.
It's the most fun you could ever have. Yeah. Honestly, it's so good.
Pretty much, it's like they turn the engine off, and you just got to make sure.
Imagine driving to 100, maybe more, and then just putting the clutch in and putting neutral. Imagine that. That's what it is. All you're doing is idling. Anyway, you're coming down, and where I do that, there's a helicopter, because the joke is, if we ever did have an engine failure, we'll just go and have beer there. That's the joke. Anyway, so I was like, right. So the coolest thing I did, I spent my afternoon booking a restaurant, then booking parking for a helicopter. Doing all that is the coolest thing I did. Anyway, so I booked all that, and so my plan was, I go there, I take her, we go flying, we fly over Harry Potter World.
That's where you could have won.
Exactly, this is where you could have been. We then do a loop, fly to this restaurant, we have lunch, we fly back, and then we go for her family dinner or whatever crap we had to do. So that's the plan. And then because, again, I'm a knob, I have to come up to her. My point is,
how can we push it that much further?
No, it's not that. It's like, how do I get her to such a low, it makes it such an amazing thing. So I was like, right, I said, look, I've got a job to go do.
Me, without me.
I've got a job to go do. It's in Bushy. I've got to go fix this coffee machine, blah, blah. And I was like, let's, just come with me, and then we're going to spend the whole day together, it's just me. And then literally, we get to the site, and I said, I'm going to be 20 minutes. I was an hour and a half. It was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, so she then cries, because obviously this is my birthday, the one day you can't work, and blah, blah, blah.
All I asked for was one day.
And I must add, she sat there in a Ferrari, with her feet up across both seats having a sleep. I'm like, come on. But anyway, so we do that, and then we come out, finally finished. And I said, look, there's one more job to go to, and then I'm all yours. I've just heard about. Please just trust me. So we then drive to Elstree. So I go in there, and and then I'm thinking on my journey, it's only 10 minutes, and I'm thinking, how do I get her in there without giving it away? So because she's not the brightest spark, anyway, is literally we're driving there. She goes, I really need the toilet. I'm like, yes. So I was like, right, come in, but you don't talk to me. I'm in work mode. You go in, you go, and then you get back in the car. That's how I'd like to. She walks in, she comes, she goes to the toilet, comes back, and I'm sat there. She's like, you actually going to do any work? I'm like, I've done it. I'm just waiting for the guy. The guy comes out and goes, right, okay, you know the plan and everything. As I made sure she had her driving licence on her as well, and her passport. You have to do it to do it. And still didn't click. And then the lady comes out and says, I need your driving licence. She looks at me and is like, just do what they say. Still not clicking. Still not there. And then I was like, right, you ready? And she looks at me and is like, yeah, we're not actually working here, by the way. And then take her up, and then I fly. In R44, we fly over Harry Potter World and through the radar. Right,
hold on. What was the other place you went over where they're filming?
I'll do that on the other.
Yeah, okay.
So flying over Harry Potter World, I said, look down to your right. And she was like, that's what is it? I'm like, that's Harry Potter World. This is where you could have been. And I said, look, now you've seen it from above. And then so we looped that twice, but they were just filming as well a spin-off, I think, to
the gangster thing.
No, Game of Thrones. So what was Game of Thrones? There's a spin-off, Dragon something, some dragon thing.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they were just either filming it or tearing it down, the set to that, I think it was. It was a big castle anyway, something to do with it. Then we flew over, and then I flew over where they were filming the Gentleman series. They were just filming series 2, so she got to see all that. And then we landed for lunch, we had lunch, we then flew back and did all that. And then literally we went for a family dinner, and then what did he get you and stuff? He was like, well, he was meant to get me Harry Potter tickets, but I didn't get that because he left it too late.
Never came back.
And then that was my thing. And then but it was good, you know.
Well, I think I would have been impressed with that if you ever want to take me out for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
So in answer to your question,
I can't even remember what I asked you.
I was trying to work that out halfway through.
Yeah, so we're never sure. We can be driving anything, flying, driving. We bring the bike out. I got an R1. Bring that out. So if it's got an engine,
You love it.
we love it.
Yeah. Cool.
Which is why we ain't got electric cars.
So that'll lead on to
that's
later.
questions for
So
later.
tell us about your car history then.
Do you remember your first car?
Yes, I do. Cause
Yeah, you used to wind.
yeah,
Showing your age.
my first car was a Cortina.
Oh, which
Just a 1.6, the 1.6L. Couldn't even afford a GL. If you
Mark
remember.
2, Mark 1,
Do you know what? I don't know. It was not one with the square lights.
Mark 3.
I think Mark
Yeah.
3. And like, you know, for your first car, I
It looked
kind
like
of
a baby Granada.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely loved it. My first car, I'd bought it some months before I passed my test. 'Cause obviously, back in our day, you didn't have all this theory test and spend 2 years waiting for your test date. So you pretty much knew when you were going to go. So I'd bought the car. Had it in Nan and Pop's in the garden, so I was going out to each day and giving it a wipe, and like you do with your first car. And it ain't really 3 months, it got stolen in Bletchley, so obviously absolutely gutted.
Sorry.
So yes, my first car was a Cortina, very, very, very briefly.
Yeah, that's a shame. So you didn't even get to drive it.
I drove it like a few times, not really where you can even. I can't even remember anywhere I went in it. That's how bad it was.
Okay, so do you remember your second car?
Yeah, Capri.
Oh, nice.
So, and this is back in the day where I didn't fully understand how to get round things, which is one of the things I tend to do now. So back then, I wanted the 2.8. That was my dream, one of my dream cars as a kid. Went to see it, put a deposit down, went back to get the insurance. Just not a chance. I was 18, I think, then. So I bought the 1.6 because that's all I could afford to insurance. But if you remember those cars, it was embarrassing because when you opened the bonnet, it was like a little lawnmower engine.
Tiny, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was all
Literally,
space at the front.
because it was
Poking
made
at
for
an
the
engine.
3 litre 2.8, and you could literally. I used to tell the boys you could more or less like get in it and work on it because it was like just like this tiny little engine.
Yeah. Was that like a laser or something?
No, it was even before that. So
Was
it
it?
was, but it was the only car I've ever done what you could consider boy racy stuff, where I sprayed the bottom part like the lasers were. Quite often they were two-tone, and I did a few bits on it to make it more look like a 2.8 or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. Wasn't it?
What was after that then?
After that, so after the Capri, I then bought a Sierra. I think it was called a 4x4. So you remember they used to do the X.
There was an XR 4x4.
It was a 2.8, but it wasn't the XR4i. You remember they used to do an XR4i
Yeah, my
or
dad had
something?
one.
Yeah.
It wasn't called that, but it was called something for something. And it had some. No, sorry, I tell you a lie. My one was a 2 litre. And I bought that on. It was the first one I'd ever bought on finance. It was quite a jump for me. It was a lot newer than what I've been driving. That was really nice. But to be honest, it was so thirsty in fuel. I kept that for about a year and then just thought it's costing me a fortune. So I traded that in and bought an XR3i,
Oh, nice.
which was just a little bit easier. And then I think I had that about a year and a half, and the engine blew up.
So you're driving or just
Probably. Probably. And I'll never forget my brother, my brother, he's a pain in the arse at the best of times, but he is literally like, if you got, everyone always says, if you got stuck on a desert island, that's who you want.
Yeah.
Tell me about your Porsche like.
Hold
To
on.
explain them.
To explain his mentality, we were going to go down to Gatwick early in the morning. So we live out in Zante a lot of the time, and we were doing a 4 o'clock flight. Backlight's not working. And it's like, I'm going to get pulled if I drive it down there. Called Deutsche Tech. The part that was needed was going to take like a week.
They said it needed to be the whole house.
whole thing. Brother turns up, takes it out, goes, I can solve this. Went and got a rusty screw
Off the floor.
off the floor, jammed it in, whacked it a little bit, put it back in. It worked. It's
Fair
like-
play.
and
7
it's
years.
like 7 years it worked.
Did it?
Not a problem. So I cancelled the palm joystick. He's done loads of stuff like that. So it's never tidy. You don't want to see it, but if it's behind, but he'll get you going again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what I was telling you about, Matthew. What was I telling you?
Because, I don't know.
No.
You
But,
say about your cars. Next car.
Yeah, so we went down the old scrapyard, New Bradwell.
Mm-hmm.
He literally pulled this, and that was an RS 1600i. You remember those? I don't think there was any difference, was there, between the
No,
XL3?
the same engine, I think, wasn't it?
So I remember him dragging this engine across the ground on a chain. Yeah, I just bought that for 60 quid. It's like, right, and?
Wow.
And he literally rebuilt the car.
Nice.
Well, it was nice, but I got it, and I took it out for the first time on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Went to a New Year's Eve party back when Stantonbury Led Centre used to have a little thing on, and I left it there. And my mum was going to drive it home, and we were going out to, back then it would have been Flamingos, I suppose. Got nicked. Got nicked, and the thing was, and it's like got nicked, and it was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I spent all this time.
Yeah.
The car, it was off the road. He'd done a great job. It took about 4 months because you're trying to do it at home with bits and pieces and affording to do it, and then the police, bless them, called me up 2 days later and said, it's all right, we found your car. And I was like, don't want it back. There's no way that back then when you had to run cars in, it's like, no way they've driven that carefully. That's going to be knackered.
Yeah.
So, and I think I could get away with saying that because it's 30 years ago. So it's like, bloody hell, it's like the car's there, it's fine, it looks all right, just a few little bits. It's like, so I phoned someone else and said, by the time the insurance company gets there, that car needs to be a write-off. So nothing else. And then, by the time the insurance company sent the truck out, it was just a shell. There was nothing left on it. But then my brother then turned up and he had an Escort van. Remember those?
Yeah.
With all your bits on it.
I'm not joking, right? You know the spoiler on the back of the XR3i?
Yeah.
That was on the roof.
Perfect fit.
The seats, dashboard, everything. I was like, whoa. I suggested you just put everything somewhere because if the insurance company don't pay out, I've got to put my stuff back out. But, they paid out. It wasn't a great deal, so it ended up just covering what was
That
left
was the
on
only thing with
finance.
those cars back in the day. They were just getting stolen all the time, weren't they?
My mum and dad's Orion, which was a booted XR3i.
Yeah.
They got stolen 2-3 times
Did it?
in their life, yeah.
And the problem was, I'd said to my dad, because I felt morally okay doing it, because it was like, I know they would have wrecked that engine.
Yeah.
But insurance company are not going to say that's a write-off because it's like, there's no way. I was driving, you do like up to so many revs and driving it all carefully and everything else. It's like, they ain't driven that car like that. They wrecked the engine. So I knew the car would have been a write-off, but proving it was going to be another thing. So I had to make it visually a write-off.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, back in the day, obviously, joyriding was massive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So if they stole your car, they were on a joyride. They weren't. Unless they were stealing it for parts, which they obviously didn't.
And the thing is, I've always thought...
In this case, they did.
That was the second case.
They did, yeah.
So that was funny moment, I
Oh,
suppose.
wicked. Right, so do you know how many cars you've actually owned through?
I worked out, not that many if you think of some of the other guys you've had on, but probably about 22.
That's not bad.
So, yeah, I've had a few, but I've included, there's probably half a dozen there that I bought for the wife.
Yeah, so one of the questions I was going to ask you about is, does your wife still have a Mini?
Yes.
Does she? Because this has always been your pet hate, hasn't it?
Yes, so I hate driving it. I refuse to drive it because it is literally like a supercharged can of beans. But I tell you something, though I generally hate them, I have a massive appreciation for them at the same time.
Yeah, they are
because I
fun.
love the way they've kept the design. Like a 911 looks like a 911 all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
A Beetle, you could see what they've done. The Mini, you can see. So I've got a huge appreciation for them. I just don't like driving it. It used to out-accelerate, so she's had 2 John Works Coopers.
Yeah.
And her hardtop, I've never tried it with the other one, but the hardtop used to out-accelerate. I had a V8 Esprit twin turbo, and it would out-accelerate that on the first.
Bloody hell.
That's
bit.
impressive, isn't it?
That's very
But it was the whine, the noise of the engine.
Yeah,
that is
I love a supercharged
Yeah.
one.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Because his first Porsche was 25.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we should stay on this actually because
Yeah.
your car history is quite impressive. So
I mean, to me, it's not. It's like when I compare it to the boys, it's like,
yeah,
look
but
at
that's
what you've had.
unheard of what you guys are doing.
And it's like, yeah.
So you had your first Porsche. What did you have before the Porsche? The Lotus?
No, so what I bought was, I love, and I still love them, is the MR2s, the Ferrari-looking MR2, not where they completely ruined it now.
Mark II.
Mark II,
I did like those.
I absolutely loved it. It was all standard, kept it standard. I'd gone by then, I'd got a job. So I'd only been in leisure for the first 10 years of my life. And I mean, I left school, I was working, not quite full-time, I was working at 13 in Stanley Leisure Centre. And if the teachers came in, they used to hide me down in the changing rooms. Because obviously I wasn't supposed to be working. This is when you lie about your age. So, I'm 16. Yeah, all right. Okay, yeah, I'll sign up. So I just always wanted to work. I wasn't interested in school. So the first 10 years, obviously leisure, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was great. I loved it. It was like the British Empire. I mean, literally, it was like that.
Do you remember that show?
Honestly, mate, they did that so well.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just did a theatre version of that a few months ago at Stanley, and I said, you've nailed it. That's exactly what it was like. So, but then I went into... sales, and obviously that means you can earn a few more, if you want to graft, and I was always up for grafting. So it gave me the ability to perhaps up the level of cars like you do, don't you? Because it's all on what you can earn. And I went into renovating houses, and I very quickly got enough, and I bought an MR2. Absolutely loved it. I mean, even now, so Owen's obviously, so when they were younger, Owen bought an MR2 at 14. My thing was I always kept him out of school as much as possible, teaching from home. And then to keep them off getting him in trouble. And they've got lovely friends, but, they want to hang down the wreck and now the pub. And it's like no good comes of all that.
Yeah.
So we bought cars. So Owen had an MR2, Tristan bought the Porsche. And it was like every weekend, every spare minute, you're down there trying to get your cars going. You've got time for drugs and getting in trouble and stuff like that. So, and I absolutely loved the MR2. So when Owen was doing that, I was just like... I'm like a Cheshire cat. Absolutely, because I always thought from a distance it looked like a 355.
Yeah,
it was such a beautiful car.
I think that's kind of what it was based on, wasn't it?
Well, I looked at it, and I'm pretty sure the MR2 came before the 355.
Yeah, you said that, didn't you?
Did it?
Yeah, you said
because I thought that's the same thing, but I'm certain I read somewhere that the MR2 came out like a year or two before
Mine
the
was the
355.
first.
Right.
Mine was the first
I
one.
say 1994.
It was 90.
Was it 90?
Because mine was the first one, and back then it was
like a
on
G
the
rig,
G to the H.
Because if you think the 348 was the last model was 1994.
That's very
true.
So then it got replaced by the 355. So actually, Ferrari copied Toyota.
Wow, I never.
But you know what?
That's a bold statement.
I always said that when you looked at what it cost you for the car, I've always said pound for pound, that's one of the best cars for looks. I mean, it was 2 litre. I mean, back in the day where you didn't have wasn't as much traffic. I drove like an idiot, and you do 150 in that car down, on a good road with no one around, and it was just. It was just lovely.
So did you have the turbo then?
No, I didn't, because the turbo was the import at the time.
Yeah.
And lots of people, if you remember, all did Jap imports, and the way you used to tell was the number plate was different on the back, wasn't it? You had a square one was import,
right.
and
they would have had a fog light attached to it because they never came with fog light.
Yeah.
My mate Keith had an import.
Did it?
Yeah, had a full valve side kit on it. Fucking thing looked like Knight Rider. It was epic.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool.
yes, but then I suppose on the plus side, mine was really reliable because of all that, because it was literally as it came out. I think I bought that back then. That came from Luton Toyota. It was on at Leagrave back then. Yeah, I bought it from there.
Christ,
I remember
I used to live near there.
when I bought. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Leagrave, yeah.
When I bought my 355 kit,
Yeah.
I bought the kit, and they give me a Pontiac Ferrero. But I never wanted the Ferrero. I wanted the MR2 because it was more modern.
You see some of them and they look so good, don't
They do, yeah. But when
There was a yellow one smoking about back in the days of Milton Keynes
Yeah, there
Cruise.
was, yeah.
And if there was a yellow MR2 floating about with a full
I'm all for it,
355
but-
Oh,
kit.
did it? I remember, I don't know if you remember Stuart Boone. Stuart Boone had a really nice yellow MR2, didn't he?
Probably the same one, was it?
I don't know. I don't think it ever. Then they done it up to the
Oh, the
Ferrari,
kit,
but
yeah.
as an MR2. And back in the day, you go again Empire, whatever it was called, and you'd see some of the cars, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Where the car park was, and he'd always park it. And I'd always back then be like, "Wow, that's a lovely car."
Yeah.
I remember when I bought that kit, the guy that said, he said, if you do go with the MR2, he said that's the better road to go down. But he said the MR2 would be more reliable than the actual Ferrari. He said because I've had both. He said I've had the kit car and I've had a proper Ferrari, and he said the Ferrari was always in the garage.
Loads of us had it. John Ellis had a MR2.
Yeah,
we went for a stage where we all had MR2s or that type of cars. Yeah.
John had the 355 as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he crashed out a few times. But no, so John did really well with that. Yeah, he was he had the MR2. I think he had it before me, and he had the T-bar. So
Did
like,
that
I'm
was
sure
nice,
he had the
wasn't it?
T-bar.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, it didn't take a lot for them to make it to be even nicer as well. Like a little bit of wheels.
Yeah,
like
but he had the
slightly
wheels,
lowered.
so he had the nicer wheels,
Yeah.
like, as in they were like completely different wheels,
Yeah.
you know, but real low profile tyres.
Yeah.
And that just made it. Mine just had the standard, the nicer Toyota MR2 wheels with the lower profile, but they were still Toyota wheels.
Yeah. They were a lovely car.
So
Yeah, no.
you've had Porsches.
Well, I then went to my first Porsche was I always liked the 944 convertible because I only made it for 3 years when they were just before they swapped to the 968.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I bought that. But again, you see, my mum always used to say, you always, what was it, living beyond your means? And my thing was, I'd always push and push and push. And I remember I bought that from a place called Arlington Porsche in Northampton, which was up by the hospital. Then now, Silverstone Porsche, by Silverstone, and now one of my customers.
Because you had both the MR2 and the Porsche at the same
I did
time.
for a while, yeah. So, so anyway, so I had...
I can understand why your mum was having a go at you then.
never got any money for anything else. But the funny thing was, I bought the car, and this is how bad my life was at the time, where I just kept pushing things. And it's all worked out okay now. But this was interesting. Obviously, Jamie's one, but Jamie doesn't understand that. You guys, is that you got to take risks in life. Yeah. If you just want an easy life, go and work anywhere else. Go and do 9 to 5. Have no stress. But I was always pushing things to the limit. So I bought. I'm sure you remember this. I bought a Porsche and 2 hours at the same time to renovate, exactly the same time. Back in the day, when they'd done the finance checks, none of the others existed yet. So I was clear. So I was able to get loans on all 3.
Yeah.
I had no money at all, and I paid the deposits on the 2 houses and the Porsche. Well, you remember when you used to get a credit card and they give you a load of checks at the back?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I wrote a cheque out on a credit card check. So already I'm in debt from day one.
Brilliant.
And then Arlington was next to a petrol station and took it across and only had £5 to put in the car. And it's like, it was just like, it's just not a good start, is it? So,
It all worked out right in the end, didn't it, really?
yeah, but so you got to take a few risks. haven't
That is a big risk,
you?
though. Jesus. Right, so Porsche 944.
944 cab.
Yeah, so I think after that, was the V8 Lotus.
Oh, nice. The little red one, wasn't it?
Red.
Yeah.
And that, I still, the problem was it had a bad reputation with the whole Lotus thing and all the rest of it. But the
Lots
problem,
of trouble, usually serious.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the problem with it. I found that when I was buying it, do you remember up on the old A5, you had a Lotus dealership? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, there
So-
was, wasn't there?
Well, before I bought it, I phoned them and said, look, I'm about to buy this thing. Do you guys service Esprits? Because I see you got loads of them little things, the Esprit,
Elises,
yeah. But, no problem at all, bring it into us, no problem at all. So I bought it, and that was it. My Porsche, I think it had a timing chain, but whatever it was, snapped and blew up the top half of the engine. So I had to have an engine rebuild. That cost me 10 grand. And at the time, I didn't have a lot of money. And I had a big row with them and Porsche GB. In the end, they paid half, I paid half. Because I'd only had the car 6 months. So anyway, so I bought the Lotus. And because of that, I literally popped home, right, got in for some lunch, come out, turned the car, and it just made this click, click, click sound. That blew up the top half of the engine. It's like no big, fuss. And it was like, So after that, I thought, you know what? So when I bought the Lotus, I'd booked it in with them to say I want the cam or whatever it needs doing, do everything. Because I'm never going to have to do it again in my lifetime. I want peace of mind. And I was also getting married. So I said to him, look, I'll drop the car off. We'll get married in the Bahamas. I'm away 3 weeks. You got the car for 3 weeks. Just get it done because I want it for the wedding reception when I get back. Anyway, I think bloody called me. Like back over, I was thinking, how was it? I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to call them at 9. It was like, we've just got on to doing your car, and we didn't realise you've got to take the engine out to do this. It's like, no shit. It's like even I know that. And I just went, I thought you guys were specialists.
Yeah,
I'll never
I thought you
forget
were
this.
Lotus, yeah.
We've not worked on an Esprit before. It's like, you're joking. I just imagine all sat there with a Haynes manual. And what do we do with this bit? And this was, so going back to the Lotus, the problem I found was finding people that actually did know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I had loads of problems with the car. But it wasn't the car, it was the fact that people go, yeah, I know what that is. Get it done. And every time it'd come back and fixed it. Still got the same problem.
Yeah.
One of the things I found was apparently the heads were porous.
Okay.
I don't know how many of them, but what you used to get is in the big lumps where you got the like spark plugs. They have the little pots, the water getting. And I went through everything. I was putting bloody shrink wrap over the top of the thinking it was rain getting in, and it wasn't. They said it was porous and water leaks through from the system, and that was a real shame. So it was like, but
You turned your turbo up.
oh yeah, I did that because I am a fucking idiot. A garage I was using at the time, so you'd plant your foot and this thing would just take off. So it's twin turbo, and it would gradually go up to 1 bar. Mm-hmm. So I went into this place that was looking after it and said, right, I know what I'm doing. I want you to turn that up. So if I go near that accelerator, it just goes boom. The bloke was like, no, I really recommend you don't. You don't know what you're unleashing here. And I was like, no, I'm sure it'll be okay. I had to take it back a week after. You went near that accelerator and it just went boom.
Did it?
And all it did was spin the wheels, pretty much like the Mustang does now. And it was undrivable. So I had to go back. Could you turn it back down?
It was brilliant. Things like that. You could just literally, I think, I had a Renault 5 at the time. Just get a bleed valve and just literally turn the boost up on it.
Yeah.
Makes it feel fucking undrivable. It's fucking fun. But it was just so analog what you could do with that. There was no remapping or anything. You just literally turn a screw, whack the boost up and hang on.
But I've got to say, even I look at when we chat about questions and stuff, it's still one of my absolute all-time favourite cars. And I still think, at the time when I was doing that, I worked at a place. I'd left the state and gone to another sales job, and he had, in the crappy weather, he drove a 360 Ferrari. If the weather was nice, he brought out his bright yellow Diablo.
Wow.
And my car did not look out of place sat next to the Lamborghini. It was
hardly surprising, to be honest.
Didn't look out of place next to John's 355.
Well, in fact, when me and John were out, so John had a 355 at the time, red as well, and we'd be down the gym. On the few times both cars were running out the garage, we'd be down the Burger Bar in Wolverton, and we'd have them both parked there. More people would come over to mine. And I like mine because I love the 355 because it's very sleek. It's whereas the Lotus looked aggressive because it had those flared arches and the bits and the spoilers and stuff, but just completely unpractical.
Yeah.
And I used to pick them up, again, this is back in the day, so I can't be charged for these sort of things. So I used to be two-seater car, and I'd pick them up from first school, strap them both in the passenger seat, and
then when we got bigger, one was in the footwell, one was in the seat.
Come on, boys, we'll go out for a drive. And they'd be, quick duck, police car, local police car, quick duck. Yeah.
So one of our questions would have been, what's the one car that you wish you still had? Would it have been that?
Probably the Lotus.
It probably would be the Lotus if you had someone who could maintain it. If you didn't have the problems it had, it's even now absolutely phenomenal.
I must admit, I can't remember the last time I actually physically see one of those.
They're so expensive now. I mean, I bought mine, and again, I bought mine for about 25,000
back then.
Jeez. And I thought that was, and now they're like tens of thousands to find a half decent one. Yeah.
Or one that's running.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked! Right, so you had. So where are we now? So you had the Lotus. What come after the Lotus? Must have been.
The problem is, we always had a fleet of cars. I used to get the wife. You'd be, look, it looks like a fucking car lot. So it's
exactly.
We had. So I bought her at the time a big. You remember the big MLs?
Yeah.
Well, I bought a big pimped out ML with all the chrome, the big fucking wheels, and it was manual. Now, apparently, they never made one because we used to have arguments because the logbook said automatic. And I was phoning up and saying, no, it's manual. It's like, you sure it hasn't been changed? I'm telling you now, I'm not stupid. It's a manual. But that really went. That was a beautiful looking car. That was, and we kept that for many years. So on the driveway, you had that. We still had what was that Land Rover thing we had? Freelander. So we had the Freelander, the Merc, had the R1, had the Lotus, had the blue Porsche still, just because of a bit of a crossover.
Yeah.
And then what did Tracy have? Oh, she had the 4x4s, and now I didn't own this. It was my car for work, which I had for a long time. Is I had the Audi TT 180, the single turbo.
Yeah.
And I had that brand new, came in on the truck. It was the first, I think, that second brand new car I'd had. Like for a company.
That was a gorgeous car when it first came out.
Yeah,
right? I mean, still now, but when it came out, there was nothing like it, was there really?
Absolutely amazing. And what happened was, I was assistant manager in this sales company, and the manager then got the twin turbo 225 brake, I think it was. And he left about 3 months after. The boss went, "You can have that one if you want." It's like, "No, I've had this from you. I'll have this one." And I carried on, and it just sat there. And then after a few months, he said, "Go and take it for a drive when you go out for lunch." Took it out and went, "Jesus Christ, it's £6." The difference between the two was like night and day.
Yeah, I bet.
So I swapped to the 225 brake and had that.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. And again, it was nice because by then I didn't have to put them both in the bloody passenger seat.
Yeah.
And I could then have their little seats in the back. So
Yeah.
so we went to the Audis and we had that, and I loved them. I thought they were absolutely, even now, absolutely. I mean, you bought your girlfriend a TT, didn't you? Same sort of thing.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
flappy
brilliant.
paddle,
Yeah.
sport mode. Oh,
Yeah.
great. I nearly didn't give it to her, I'm not going to lie.
I went down to Cornwall in a TTRS, my mate had,
Yeah.
when he worked for East PDI cars, and he had to put mileage on these cars. When the TTRS came out, we went down to Cornwall, and that's when we came back to do the Carlton Leach thing.
Oh, okay.
That's when I came back for that. Noise of that 5-cylinder going down to Cornwall, it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
And that was the next one up. So my one would have been 04.
Yeah.
And then the TT, I think they were like that next generation where they just looked a bit sleeker.
Yeah, this was it was the facelift one. It was a year before I met my wife, so that would have been 2010.
Yeah, so
something
that
like
was, and they
About
just,
2010.
and it's nice because they took a fantastic looking car and just
Made it
tweaked.
better, yeah.
Which, you know, sometimes like they did with the MR2, absolutely destroyed it. So yeah, we'll go completely other way and make it look like a Mazda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they did really well with that one.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Right, I'm going to ask you.
Have we finished with the cars?
Yeah, have we finished with your cars, or
Well, I mean, pretty much, yeah, because
you
we've
got
been here for the
911.
rest of my
Oh,
life.
we can speed this up if you want.
Yeah, so
Went
911, went 911.
I think the first time I
loved that.
Well, no, the first time I met you years later, when we done New City Fighter.
Yeah.
You come and pick some DVDs up from my house.
I did, didn't
And
I?
you was all crammed in the back of this Porsche. He was only little at the
The
time.
thing is, I mean, they came everywhere with me. It was like, right, boys, come on, we're off.
did you have a 911 with red wheels?
Yes. So
at one
what
point?
happened was,
And red writing down the
yeah,
side of
that
it.
we had our cars painted to match each other because we're that sad. Because we thought it'd be funny. You know when you see them pictures of the dad and the kid's got that toy car, the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
make.
yeah.
I thought let's go a stage further. So I had a silver. My car was silver originally, convertible.
Yeah, it was silver when you come around my house.
Yeah,
actually,
and he had the Boxster in blue when we first got it. The paintwork was knackered, which is what we wanted, so we could do it up.
Oh, so you had them painted?
We had them both painted in the GT2 colours.
Yeah.
With the black, this little red wheels, red wing mirrors, and the red. Yeah.
Oh,
And that's what
nice.
we had done to them.
That's
So
really
that, I
cool.
mean, that looked pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, it looks right.
And have you still got them now? You've still got yours, haven't you?
No,
I've still
you've
got
got
mine.
yours. I got rid of mine, ready for the Mustang,
Ah, okay. All right.
because the wife was getting a bit annoyed.
Too many cars.
Too many cars. So where did this love of cars come from?
Oh, no, just 2 secs. So you've gone from the Porsche, then you've got the boys bought you a Mustang, didn't
Mustang,
they?
yeah.
That's a nice thing to do. For
Do you know, it is nice, and I am very lucky. Even though I was sat there the other day, so Owen, who's obviously not here today, I'm very proud of my boys, everything I've achieved and everything else. But sometimes, and I didn't tell you this, so Owen was sat there the other day, and he was trying to. I tried to work figures and stuff and everything else, and we've been putting a lot of money into shares and investments and all these things that ready for the boys for their life. And I'd come up with this idea, which a friend of mine does. It was like, we need to put as much through Amex as possible and get your air miles up. Mm-hmm. So, you know, because we can't afford stuff like business class and stuff. I certainly would never justify it. So Owen was in the other day going, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my new girlfriend and we're going to fly to Prague, but I want to go either first class or business class because I'm not flying EasyJet or whatever, like I'm quite happy to do. And it's like, so it was like, and I was like, hold on a minute. Just remember who come up with all these fucking ideas. You sitting here, Mr. fucking Big Shot. And he was like, Owen being, I was like, oh, right, come on, give Dan a round of applause. It's like, right, just don't forget these things. So, no, I'm very proud of them all, and it was a really nice thing for them to do.
Well, it's funny because I've not done business class, and to be fair, I'm not that fussed about it. I don't really
Yeah.
care that much. But I was in a co-op yesterday, and I was going through their basket of all their running out of date products.
Oh, yeah.
78p for a pack of donuts. And I was going through that, and I bought myself a stack of lights, saved so much money in that. And I was walking out thinking, I'd do this and then go get in a Ferrari.
I was about to say this.
But the thing is, I've tried.
I've done that so many times where I've been like, I'm paying what, £1 for that? Piss off.
There's an irony that you say to that. 'Cause years and years ago, we went shopping and we went to an Audi or a Lidl,
Yeah.
and there was a couple of Aston Martins parked in the car park, and you think they've got an Aston, but they're shopping in Lidl,
Yeah.
and it's. you stereotype
That's
it
why they got
immediately.
Aston.
You think that's
Yeah.
probably why they've got
It's
an
like-
Aston Martin. It's why you've got a Ferrari because
Well, it's like Owen.
you're
Good with your money.
frugal.
He goes to like ever since he's so now he's got his girlfriend. She shops at M&S, and honestly, so I'm not even joking when I say this. So when I was like last year, I worked out when I was trying to buy Shannon her car. I proper knuckled down.
Oh, we
I
did,
worked
didn't we?
out. This is how sad I got. I was working out. I was spending no more than £3 a day on food because I was having I was having sausage, bacon and grated cheese wraps, which I got down to 98p a wrap. I did get further. I did manage to get to about 87p, something like that, per wrap. Yeah, so I could knuckle it down. I even got myself a club card so I could save myself some money. And I still buy all the, like, I go Asda and you buy the yellow, the Asda brand.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the Asda mints and stuff. They're coming back with either Tesco Finest or M&S, and I'm sitting there thinking, the amount of, like, you're paying for the same thing pretty much.
Owen's still
About
work in
4
progress,
times the
isn't he?
money.
Yeah.
But a lot of it has always been with the boys is to keep them humble, is because don't forget where you've come from.
Yeah.
And I'm still quite happy. I mean, we are very lucky. We got a few friends and things that we met. And you two were out in Mayfair a couple of nights ago because you dumped Daddy and buggered off and left me. But normally we'll be out in Mayfair and £1,000 for a meal. I'm still more happy in a cafe like the Burger Bar, in there with a mug of tea, and I feel far more comfortable in a place like that.
Yeah.
I know that the other bits needed for networking and meetings and all this stuff, that's great. But I always look forward to getting back, and that's what I've tried to teach the boys.
I proper missed the Burger Bar from Wolverton.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best place you could go for
What we had
food.
for takeaway last night is our
Kebab.
kebab.
Did you?
It's
I
like,
did have a
so
kebab.
we do like to keep off. So it's really nice what they did. And what happened was the Porsche had got ball score, and I knew there was a slight problem because I could see that's this cloudy smoke coming out the back. Had a couple of quotes and they checked out and they said, well, put cameras in, it's got this. It's an engine rebuild. And I'd had the car 13 years because I loved that car. And again, I couldn't afford or justify buying another car because we got so many cars. I can use so many different cars. If I say to the wife, right, you're not getting your extension, I'm going to go and buy another Porsche. So
I would.
yeah, I know. So I'm saying to Tristan and I are out on the road. We used to be out a lot. We're not so new in the office more now, but we'd be out on the road a lot when I was working properly. And we were out, and I was saying to him, I've got to do something about this. It could go at any minute, and I'm going to be left with nothing. And I said, I've got to get something. And I was going, I'm quite happy to just get a van. And then
You wanted a
double up.
Capri, that's what you
I
wanted.
wanted a Capri. It's like, that's not a daily car, is it? I'm going to be stuck with another car that I can only drive at the weekend. And I was saying, I want something that puts a smile on my face, but it's just A to B. And this Mustang pulled up next to us at the lights. And I've always liked them.
Yeah.
And you literally did, as we're driving, this is what we do. I'll be driving, he'll be doing bits. And it's like, right, Dad, found one.
This is what
Inlaid
you would
buzzards.
like.
Inlaid buzzards. We're seeing it Saturday. And that's what you did, didn't you? And that's where it came from.
Yeah, we looked at a couple.
Had a look at a couple,
I think
and
we
then-
went for the second one, didn't we? Which was the one he's got, which is good. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And then
It's
you just got on
deadly.
and just did it because I was still like, I don't know.
Yeah, talking
that
yourself
whole
out of it.
thing. And
Problem is when it comes to cars and stuff, like the Aston yesterday, I would have bought that.
Yeah.
Straight up, no problem. But the problem is I think with my heart when it comes to them, sometimes I don't think.
Do you still do that thing where if one of you disagrees with it, you won't do it?
And that's what we
yeah.
exactly. And
we
it's
haven't
like,
run it past Owen yet. And the thing is, the thing is with it, I promised Owen that the next car that comes into our group is his McLaren. He's worked so hard, and I just thought, so I am going to get the Aston Martin, but what I'm thinking is after Christmas. The focus has got to be Owen's McLaren next. And I just thought, to then go off and do that when he worked so hard, I just didn't feel right me turn up in another shiny dick. And it's like, and he said, yeah, Dad, remember me? So yeah, we will do it. But yeah, no, so everything we do in life, not girlfriends, but everything we do in life, we all agree on.
Yeah.
And generally, if we're doing an investment and two of us want to do it and the other one doesn't, the other one has to do it anyway.
Right.
So we originally we were like looking at some land we wanted to buy, and it's like, me and you weren't over keen. Owen was the one who really wanted to do it, but it was like, right, okay. And the theory was, if we all three of us go into something and we lose, we've all lost a little bit. If one of us goes in and loses it all, that could make a real dent in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And whether it be cars, there's no point us all buying the same type of car. So it's like we make sure that within our unit, we bought Mama, what's it called, a Cayenne, the Porsche thing? Cayenne.
Right.
So we've got a real, if we want to go out and it's got loads of room, put your foot down, off it goes. I bought the wife the Jag, the F-Pace. Again, if I've got meetings, it's only 2 litres, the fuel's a bit better. So we always make sure we've got various different cars for the different things, because it got a bit ridiculous where at one stage all we had was 2-seaters. And it's like every time we went anywhere, as the boys got older, and I couldn't squeeze them into the back, it's like we go out on a fucking convoy. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, do you remember, I forget where we were going, it was 3 cars. You in your Porsche, I in his MR2, me behind radio saying, quick, next turning. And it was like, it got ridiculous. So, again, so we made sure that we got a car for everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Brilliant. Right, that's question 1.
So, honestly, you've got to stop me because
I'll be question 1.
Honestly, because I'll be sat here for fucking days if you don't move me on.
Yeah, no, go on. You can do your question now.
I can't even remember what I asked now.
Where did the love of cars come from?
That's it, yeah. Where did love of cars come
So
from?
I'll keep this quick. James Bond, Lotus, went into the water. And Roger Moore, and I was sold. And it was like, I wanted a Lotus Esprit.
Hence why you got the Esprit.
The spy
Mine
who
didn't go in
loved
the
me.
water.
Yeah.
Did it?
Huh?
The Lotus Esprit.
No, I wasn't
my
saying
one
the
didn't.
spy who loved me. I was
Spy
saying that's the
loved it.
film.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, wicked. That's a nice little touch. She wasn't. That's not where you get the love for, or the Aston Martin. Why you want the Aston Martin?
No, I mean, to be honest, that's where it started. If I think of my earliest memory to do with a car,
It's
it's
that
that.
scene.
And then obviously you've got, we all grew up like the 80s, your Dukes of Hazzard, the 18
Or
vans.
Cannonball Run.
Oh, we were watching that again the other day, weren't we? We were watching that the other day because we luckily I've brought them up on 80s TV.
And I don't know what's nicer, them girls in that Lambo or the Lambo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Very tough.
I've questioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but that's where it started. And then obviously you had all the 80s stuff, because obviously I suppose really you don't have that now, do you? Because 80s TV was all
You sent us a
about...
link yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I sent a link
Well,
yesterday.
if you're not being funny, and again, I never know what you can say, so if this takes you off air, but all this woke stuff and no one can
Barry's
decide...
doing a good
and all-
job of doing that.
Yeah, honestly,
I've
because
said a lot, mate, don't worry.
I just treat people like a human being.
Yeah.
And if they're respectful and nice to me, I'm nice back. And that's all I want to be, is nice. I don't care what you're into, what your religion is, what colour I couldn't care less. That's nothing to do with nothing. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person.
Yeah.
That's where it ends. So, but it's like, we all grew up on real masculine Van Damme, Stallone, big muscle cars, and it was
don't-
car chases.
Yeah,
you don't have none of that.
You
None
don't
of
get
that,
that.
do you?
You don't get that.
No, you don't.
I mean, Fast and Furious is probably the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that's kept any of this car stuff. I'm sure there's
Well, I
others.
wouldn't say it has anymore.
It
It's now
hasn't, no.
spaceships.
I think after number 3, and
It got
I'm
a
sure
bit-
we discussed this
Yeah.
on your podcast.
Yeah.
I think after it got a bit.
My favourite, I would
Far-fetched.
say, was number 7, but it was purely for the send-off of Paul Walker. Apart from that, they're
The
all
ending was
ridiculous.
nice, right?
Yeah.
Apart from that, like you say, the
Number
last...
10. Number 10 was just fucking
And
ridiculous.
they got number 10.
Yeah.
And they're doing another one as well,
Yeah.
aren't they?
But like,
It
obviously,
was
we grew up
woeful.
Saturday afternoon TV. So as a kid, we had to graft on a Saturday. Me and my brother, we'd be doing stuff around Nana Pops. We were not allowed inside. We were grafting.
Yeah.
And the thing was to get inside for whatever it would be. Was it
Yeah.
the Dukes of Hazzard on them? Was it the A-Team? Was it Knight Rider?
Knight Rider, yeah.
Street Hawk? All these things.
Yeah.
And that's what we all grew up on.
Yeah.
Everything was masculine. And now it's like Strictly Come Dancing and stuff like that. And all this crap my wife watches, I have to go in the other room. It's like, this is just wussy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Google Box, hold on, people are watching stuff and watching. It's
Watching
like,
telly.
right, I'll be in the other room.
Google bot.
Is that what it's called? I don't know. I don't understand
I
none
would
of
have
it.
called it Google Box.
I don't understand
I don't
none
want
of
to
it.
tell
Yeah,
you.
you
I
I'm
don't know
literally
what
stuck-
it is, but I know what it's called. It's called
I'm
Goggle
still
Box.
stuck in the 80s, right?
It's not a bad place to be stuck.
It isn't. I'm very much focused on the 90s at the minute. It was a great time.
Yeah. No, it really was. But
So
yeah.
I'm gonna lead on actually then. What is your favourite TV or movie car?
Well, it's got to be the James Bond car. The
Lotus.
Lotus, yeah. But then you see, it's a tough one between the Lotus and the Aston. And I'm thinking of...
The DBS.
Well, kind of, yeah, because if you think Piers Brosnan come on, and it was all bullshit about, come on, let's pay you a load of money and give you a Nokia phone and put this, like, placement, wasn't it? Well,
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
it was, yeah.
And they went BMW, didn't they, for a
Yeah,
few
the 7
years.
Series.
So if you then come after that finished, I don't know if that's when Daniel Craig started, but it went back to the Aston is what I remember.
it did,
Now, that
yeah.
was just like... So, as a kid, as a youngster, it's Lotus.
Yeah.
And then it swapped to Aston, and it could be any Aston, anything from the DB. What was it? The DB9 or the
Upwards,
them,
yeah.
So I just
Oh,
think
every
every
one of
one
them's
of them is stunning.
Now we're going to get on to. You've obviously done very well for yourself, but
I wouldn't go that far.
Better than us.
so far,
So
It's all relevant, isn't it?
if you had money, no object,
Yeah.
what would your 5-car garage be?
Don't know. I wouldn't want to spend the money. I'd be like him. So, I could get this. Like, if we get
All right,
this,
gun-
fix this. I got crushed last week. I reckon we
gun
get
to your
it.
head. You had to go out and fulfil Dream 5 car garage.
We were saying this on the way, weren't we? A Lamborghini, and we said this the other day, is pretty much every Lamborghini. Certainly newer ones. It's like I wouldn't be able to choose one. It's like, I mean, when we were looking the other day, you were somewhere, weren't you, where your car was parked in, you had your Gallardo, and what was next to it? There was another one, wasn't there? And we looked and went,
Oh, it was a Huracan.
and it's like, for the money, I'd go for the Gallardo.
Yeah,
But if you weren't buying it, I can see why people would go for it. It's definitely a better
The
car.
only
isn't it?
thing that I really wish I had on the Gallardo is the little, because they changed it to a fighter switch, didn't a fighter jet switch, where you lift it up and you press a start. That's the only thing I think that would be really cool. But then also on another note, I don't like all this keyless crap. So I like having a
Constantly
key,
lose
you
my
know.
keys.
So I would say, yeah, you're right. Is Lambo?
I would be a
something about them,
Lambo,
innit?
but it'd be something like an Aventador. I'm sure I saw the picture, and we can never pronounce it. It's a Countach. Didn't they bring that back out? Or did it?
Yeah.
Or was that just another fake load of pictures?
Countach came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, do you know how much it is?
1.5 million.
2.2.
Something like that.
Now, again, when you look at things like
But
that,
it was a
I think,
facelifting
wow.
Aventador,
Yeah,
wasn't
literally.
it?
Yeah. So anything from about Huracan upwards, I'd be like, one of those.
Okay.
So I think that I'd still have my Lotus back if some bugger could fix it. I think the 911. I mean, I absolutely. And we've been talking again. We're going to buy another
A friend of
911.
ours
aren't
just
we?
bought a, what is it? GT3.
GT3.
Did I do a
souped up.
GT3 RS?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so one of them.
So do you know
spec'd
Jody
it
at
all
Fulton
out.
100?
No.
So Jody, young lad, for his 30th, done really well for himself. He'll get bored. So you remember like Orange County Choppers?
Yeah.
He's like the English version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
He
but
builds
with
these-
Triumphs.
Builds these.
Oh, is this the guy that works in the
Just
He
Triumphs,
does,
yeah.
yeah. Absolutely
So-
phenomenal what he builds. He just bought one of those. For his
We had to
30th.
go over and see him yesterday just
Yeah,
to say,
just to-
like, wow. And it's just, he spec'd it all out. He said from the app you can watch it coming back, and it is just unreal.
Yeah.
It is one of
My
the...
only claim to fame is when he was picking it up, he put a load of fingers on social media, so I can see my coffee machine. Like your car. But yeah, so the 911s, we were saying this because we're always planning ahead. We're going to buy another 911, aren't we?
Yeah,
So,
get rid of the Mustang.
Yeah, so we're probably, obviously done the
Mustang's
European.
deadly.
Is
It
it?
is deadly.
He pulled out of, do you know on the A508 where you go to Cosgrove, you
Yes.
got that turn in? He pulled out of there and they were like, went like that. Then it proper went the wrong way down the road. Then he managed to get it to go straight. And I was just pulling out.
They're just
You do-
they're
the
a
problem
magnet
is,
lamppost.
you look like a complete
Literally,
dick, and you're just trying to get out a bit quicker because there's a car coming, and it's like you literally.
So what engine do you in your
5
one?
litre.
Is it?
Yeah. And so when we look at the Aston, I sent the boys a thing I'd seen on social media and said, right, do I supercharge the Mustang? And I sent them
Make it
the
faster.
video. And it did sound.
It's just- to be fair, it's just
or
stupid.
do I get something a bit more sensible and get an Aston?
You know,
5 litre, that's a Coyote engine, I think, isn't it?
I don't know. Is
I think
it?
that's what they call it in America.
Okay.
I think.
And I liked when you had, was it Sophie on here? She's got
Yeah.
the, she got the Dodge?
The Challenger.
Challenger.
Yeah.
And I test drove one of those, and I watched that, and I think she's on our social media now, and it's like, that is one of the car.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes my Mustang look like a toy.
Yeah.
And that's supercharged,
that
I
was-
think, isn't it?
That's only a V6.
That's a
Oh, is
V6
it?
that
Oh,
one,
yeah.
yeah. But it sounds.
it sounds nuts.
Yeah,
I think I saw on, she's got no exhaust on it now. hasn't
Yes,
she? That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, she's done well for a second.
And then we had Fabian on, didn't we? Fabian.
Yeah, he had the
He
V8.
had the
That thing was
Hellcat.
nuts.
So yeah, that thing was quick. He let us take that out for a spin. That was quite eventful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is they're just so deadly. They really are. But you know, it looks cool. You know, it looks alright. It's just you can't keep it in a straight line.
I think so. Really, Lambo. I think a 911 of whichever. You know, there's so many nice ones. We said about the Lotus. I can't really think of any others really. I mean, if there was money no object, yeah, you'd probably get a Bugatti, wouldn't you? You'd probably do something ridiculous. But one of the biggest problems we're finding, and this is why we do more in Europe now, and I've said to the boys, it's now to get them out and get them experienced over there. So I've had them driving over there since you were about, 14? Just
yeah.
Yeah, because you drive from the UK to Zanny.
yeah,
don't
so
you?
what I used to do back in the day is we were doing our usual, because we're idiots, is what we could do is, because you honestly, all that top gear
We
challenges
were
and
talking
stuff
about this
like
yesterday,
that.
weren't we?
And
We
it's
were
like,
going to where were we going to buy?
Dubai.
and it's like literally we go like, right, what can we do? And it's like, I know what we could do. We could buy a car and we could drive it to Zante, and then we just leave it there, and we use that just to pop to the shops, and then drive back again. And we did it as our Top Gear challenge. And then
because you had the BMW, didn't you?
Yes, I bought a BMW. What was that? That was the what's it called? M32, M something? Not M, sorry. Anyway, it was a
320 something.
Yeah,
330.
Yeah,
330. Sorry. 330.
So it went, and it had that little Tiptronic gearbox. So we went. These two crammed in those back seats, full up with luggage and stuff. And we went where basically the Top Gear challenge was. We didn't want to make loads of plans. It was right. Go across the Channel tunnely thing. Turn left, hit Belgium, turn right, head for Austria. Or no, head for Germany, that's the first hotel. And we done that and again. But I remember we got into Austria on the second day, and then you hit all the bloody windy roads. And I remember saying to them, this is where it gets exciting. Up till then, I've been like that, driving, trying to keep my eyes open. But yes, we used to do that, get to Zante, dump it there, use it, and then we'd fly backwards and forwards for the year. So we did that for many years. And then in the end, I just, with COVID, I just left the car. I couldn't be asked to bring it back. And then it got to the point where, you know, the sand and the salt had eaten it away, and I just left it there. And then went over this year with the Mustang. But whereas before we'd do it in 3 or 4 days, it was like, I want to do a bit of a tour. So we did a full tour of Europe. So we went like Bilbao.
Oh, nice.
Then the missus had never been like Spain, Barcelona. So it's like, right, we'd drive across Spain, get to, and that, you know, the roads in Spain. I've never driven in Spain. I've driven all the rest of most of Europe, but not Spain. It was like unbelievable.
Really?
So you know, like when you're driving a decent distance, and you're not in the UK where you got to watch out for potholes and police, and you kind of, if someone goes 10 hours past, you think, right, I'll follow him because he'll get stopped before me, and I'm using my pace man, and I'm that. I followed a Porsche for probably 100 miles. And I don't think we went under 120 for the whole journey.
Nice. Wow.
And the roads were lovely. Everyone was driving fast, but safely.
Yeah.
You know, back over there, if you're coming up and someone's in the fast lane, they just get out of the way. It's just respectful. No one's hogging it. They all move right over. So, we went Barcelona, popped to the south of France, I wanted to see something there, went Monaco, and then went round like Pisa, Florence, Rome, down to Pompeii, and then across to the longer ferry to get to mainland Greece. So, yeah, we did that. That was great fun.
How many miles did the BMW have when you've obviously parked it up?
I still don't know, because I kept having it put back. I don't know.
What, as in clocked?
Yeah. So it was well over 100, and I just kind of scrapped it there. Funny enough, I gave it to a copper out there. He's got it now.
Really?
Yeah. Always keep them happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
yeah, and it's
Is
still
it
going.
E46? I think it was. Wasn't it?
That was it.
Convertible.
E46.
Yeah.
E46. Yeah, that was a great car. I love that.
Talking of speed, then, what's the fastest you've ever been in a car? Driver or passenger?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll say. I'll say as a passenger, because that won't get me in trouble, with him on the Isle of Man, where there's no speed limits.
No speed limits, yeah.
So legally, and I think, 130, 140, something like that.
No, 145 John got us to.
Did he?
Wow.
Oh, yes, sorry, with John McGuinness. Yes, in fact.
That was in a Ford ST.
Oh, Christ, yeah, I forgot
You know
about
what?
John.
Ford Focus ST.
So, so John McGuinness,
He was
top TT rider.
overtaking the 600.
Oh, fuck me.
Really?
Yeah, so I won't bore you with it all. We love bikes. Been looking after superbike teams for many years. It's something that part of the business does. We've got an event side. And Honda has been one of my customers for many years. We know a lot of the riders. John McGuinness, one of them. And we sponsored John and done bits with him. And he's got coffee machines. And I kept whinging because we'd come into Honda normally on a Friday night. And we'd normally have our food with John and Becky and his family when the kids were there. They were all little. And I kept saying, you know what, I'm still not made to the Isle of Man. And he just then went one night, book your tickets, I'll sort the rest out. And we literally, 2014, so we just booked 2 tickets, had no idea what was going on. And I kept chasing John, said, John, you know, we're supposed to be coming over to TT here, and at the moment we don't know what's going on. We've got nowhere to stay, we're sleeping on the beach, what's going on? And I remember he sent me an email back saying, stop flapping, man. It's all okay. And anyway, we stayed at the hotel, and we paid for, you know, but he organised everything. And anyway, we got there, and didn't want to bother him, so I'll pick you up from the airport. It's like, mate, I hate asking for stuff. It's like, mate, that's fine. Got to the airport, jumped in a taxi, knew roughly where the hotel was, done all that, walked up to the paddock, used the old Google Maps, we know it's up here, done all that. Anyway, found him, and he went, you coming for a lap? So, oh, well, yeah, that's all right. And he got off, as you say, Ford ST souped-up Focus thing. So we got in it, and what I love the behind-the-scenes stuff with anything, but especially bikes. And what John was doing, he was saying, as he was driving, he said that he'd nudge me, wouldn't he? And he'd go, right, imagine I'm on the 600. I'll tap you the first time I'd hit the brakes. And we went for miles. And then he'd be like, right, see this corner here? I use the curb here, and he was telling us all that. Right, I use the curb here, and I use this, and I love all that.
He would know where every single manhole cover.
Honestly, the knowledge. You've got to bear in mind, 1 lap is 37 and a quarter.
Three quarters.
3/4 of a mile. That's 1 lap.
Yeah.
I can't remember the corners of Donington, I forget, to get me lines right. And anyway, but you go onto the mountain section. I think we've said this before. The mountain during TT is a legal racetrack. They cordon it all off. It's one way. Police are there. Just don't be a dick. But you can do what you like.
Yeah.
There's no thing. So we've gone off, and he's in the back of the car. Now we'd just lost Simon Andrews at the Northwest, which was really close for John. So 2 weeks before, Simon had been killed in the race, and off we've gone. And I am going, I can film this bit because it's legal. So I didn't want to get anyone into any trouble. So I'm trying to hold my iPhone. Honestly, my fingerprints are they're in the door handle. And off he goes. And I honestly had a moment where I thought he's got a fucking death wish. The speeds he was doing, overtaking cars and R1s and Fireblades, he was going straight past them. So I thought, if I ask him to slow down, because I was scared. I said I was scared. I turned to this fucking moron, trying to get something off him. I went, "You right in the back there, son? Hopefully give me something." I could say, "John, should we slow down a little bit?" Told him about. I'm fine, of course, but told him about. And he just went, "This is great." Anyway, so I just fucking hammered it. I got a few little clips of it, but 145, 147. But when we got back, and these are the bits I used to love. When we stay out there, got back. Becky's wife obviously came out to meet us. He's got this massive RV, She came out, and obviously I was white as a sheet, so I was trying my best to not look really scared. So I got out. She was like, "You all right, Chris?" And John, because he's like a big kid, "We're 145 across the mountain." She went, "With a child in the car." And then she chased him around the car. And I can't remember if it was a newspaper or a shoe hitting him. I'll never forget that. And that was that, yeah. Forgot about that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, 145.
Have you guys still got your RV?
No, we got rid of it. In the end, it just got, it was great having it there. And I literally did it as what I call my mobile hotel.
Yeah.
So, we'd turn up to an event. If we're doing Goodwood and stuff, staff could stay there. All the machines would come out the back where all the bikes would be kept, the garage. That's what we used. Kit it all up, stay there. And then it saves us thousands on hotels. And you're there. You're not having to drive in every day with the queues of traffic to get in.
Yeah.
So it was good. But, we just don't get as much chance to get there anymore. So we had the events team look after it all.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Right, would you own an electric car? You've answered this already.
I've answered that. Do you know what? I'm very pro Tesla. We got a lot invested in Tesla. I think everyone should go out and buy an electric car, but I'm not going to. So we're very, very. I massively admire what Tesla have done, and all the things they do. If someone's like, if he's going to get to Mars, he's the type of bloke who's going to put it off. I think I know he can come out and say certain things, but then that type of person would do, wouldn't they? Not being funny. If you're that way where you come with, I'm going to build a tunnel under the sea. That type of person will do.
There's a reason why his business, he's been valued now at 500 billion.
He is still the richest man in the world, isn't he?
Yeah. And we've had days where we can make tens of thousands in a day, or in a week, I should say, on shares, but we've also got, we can lose. Yeah. And we've had both.
I think he's the first person where his businesses have been valued at 500 billion or something like that.
Well, Tesla he's over $1 trillion now. Over $1 trillion for SpaceX isn't on the open market as such. I like what he says with a lot of these things, because he's got a mission, get to Mars, and if he starts putting it out to people, they might have other ideas.
That's
what we're doing.
I do think what he does with SpaceX, there's some days I will sit there and I will watch the launches on YouTube because you can find it. I find what he does staggering.
Yeah.
It's when you see them land. It just
that absolutely blows my mind. It blows my. And I've been very lucky that I've watched. I've been to NASA and I've watched rockets take off.
Yeah.
It's awe-inspiring. I've done it 3 times now. But what he does, but with the word I'm looking for, the frequency, how frequently he does it, like his reusable rockets to turn around and then they go up and he lands them. It's nuts.
And I love the fact of how many risks he took. So obviously he started with a little, was it a Lotus? It was like the Lotus or the
It was.
Vauxhall
It was
version.
Lotus.
where
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
for the first one. You think like it just constantly broke down
And it got
nothing
That,
worked.
slated.
that almost bankrupted
Yeah,
him, didn't
yeah,
it?
it got
I think he
slated.
said he was down to, if I got this right, something like his last 20 million.
Yeah.
And it was like, and he had to decide: do I keep Tesla going or do I do SpaceX?
Yeah.
And it's like he said, it's like choosing between your children. Which one do you let die?
Yeah.
And he said in the end he split it and just went, well, he said it's almost certainly both going to fail, but I can't make that choice. And you
Yeah.
just think, I like watching anyone who's prepared to take a risk.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
So so no, I won't buy an electric car.
But you admire what he's
But
done.
you're an admirer of what they
Massively,
do.
well, I suppose it's like that Mini and Beetle and stuff. I'm a massive admirer, but no, I don't want to own one.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So what would you say was the most beautiful car ever made?
See, I don't know, because we were having this discussion on the way here, weren't we?
It is.
Yeah.
It is difficult, isn't it?
I've still not answered this. I have kind of fretted a couple of times what I've picked, but I think I might pick the Ferrari 355.
That's one of the most beautiful cars, definitely. I mean, we
See, I
love the
don't know,
360, but it looks a bit dated now, doesn't it? Because of the lights, I think. And you looked at buying one, and then we looked at you go up, didn't you? And it's like the 430s a bit more, and then and next thing you know,
Where do you stop?
Yeah.
But as I like, obviously, like you got Testarossa.
Yeah.
That's
you
lovely.
really like the old school, don't you?
You've got obviously the Murcielago for Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do I think the Countach is nice? It's like I love the car, but I wouldn't say it's the most prettiest car.
No, I don't think so. either.
But like the Murcielago looks phenomenal in my opinion. But there's so many to choose from. I don't think anyone could ever just probably sit there and go.
It's a
you'll
hard-
just
real
go.
hard question,
You'll just
isn't
go. Oh, that one, and then your brain will go. Actually, no, this one. And
It is in the eye of the beholder. And
Yeah.
I was having a bit of a coughing last night, and I was like, Jag XJ220
No, nice. Yeah.
yeah.
is.
I don't know what one is.
Do you not?
Yeah, you have to look it up. That
Look it
was
up.
a supercar.
Do you want, Chris has got his phone. He's on the ball normally.
That's that for me is one of the most beautiful cars
It
ever
is,
made.
it is a pretty looking car, actually.
But it will change tomorrow. It's always
Yeah.
in the eye. But I don't think there is.
I'll tell you what. When we were looking at the Aston yesterday, one of the things we both agreed on is there's certain aspects when you look at my Mustang I don't like. I think if you look at it from the side, for me it looks too long. You know,
It
when
is
you
very
look at
stretched,
it-
actually. Yeah.
That is an XJ220.
It's
Proper
nice.
supercar. But you got to bear in mind, this is how old were they?
That
80s or
was-
90s?
They
90s?
were mid 90s.
Yeah.
So for a 90s car,
Yeah, it's not. It's like it's everyone's own opinion.
Yeah, precisely.
It's
Yeah.
like, I actually really loved. The old. It looks kind of like that old Bugatti. Do you know that
The
really old,
EB110.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they look very similar, and I actually kind of like the Bugatti.
Yeah, they came out about the same time. They were in direct competition with each other.
Yeah.
I think the Jag came out first.
There wasn't a lot they made either, was there?
No,
no,
I
there
think
wasn't-
Roland
not that many.
Atkinson
I think there's
saw
only
that.
53 left in the
I
country.
saw something, and I saw that something said on social, one of the real things, and it said that, as you say, there's only so many in the country. There's only so many, a fraction of that actually on the road.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like,
exactly.
bloody hell. It's, I mean, we're lucky because, as I said, because of our main part of our business looks after top end car dealerships. We've got Aston, Lamborghini, all those Bugatti, and you go in some of these showrooms. So we're lucky enough that we'll go in there and have a little look, won't we? When you're seeing these cars, we do see some.
I do keep seeing your coffee machines popping up, actually. I was in BMW Luton a little
yeah,
while
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
There was one in there. And then in my local shops in Monkston,
Yeah.
you've got there's a
That's
Coffee
one of
Express.
yours, isn't it? Or it might
There's
be.
a Coffee Express machine in there as
Yeah.
well.
I was just about to say, do I? I can't remember.
Oh, there is one.
Yeah.
But going back to car wise, what we both agreed at yesterday is every angle on that Aston yesterday, we were like, wow.
Yeah.
What year, Aston?
So that was a 2012.
Oh, let me show you.
And
So it was one of the early advantages.
no, one of the Volante. I can't pronounce them. VOL.
This one we went and looked at.
This is what I drove last week.
So nice.
Oh, the DBS.
That is like
Yeah.
something about it. And there was this angle here. Oh, it just looked phenomenal.
Yeah, stunning.
Yeah.
Because I think the Vantage that came out that era, it had it came out with a V8 initially, and then they put the V12 in
Yes,
it.
that's, yeah.
That's
yeah.
a V12, yeah.
The Vantage, I think, if you lower that car about 20 mil,
Yeah.
it is one of the most beautiful
And
cars
this is
on the
what I was
planet.
trying to decide between.
I absolutely adore
so
it.
what I came up with is when we were looking at it, I like the Vantage, the souped up one, as you say, the V12,
Yeah.
because again, you see, because we're all three of us some complete morons, is we're always constantly trying to outdo each other. That's the other thing. So we'll be doing top trumps. It's like when he got the Lamborghini, it's like, well, I've got a 5 litre car, so have I. Mine's-
5.2.
Oh, fuck. Okay. And it's like literally like that. And the only thing I beat him was, well, I've got 2 cup holders.
No, that's not true, actually. You beat me on... I beat you on horsepower, but I think you beat me on torque or something. There was one thing you beat me on.
In the Mustang?
In the Mustang,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that was
I think
back
it was
then.
torque, and it was
And I've
things
got
like...
2 extra seats. So when he was looking at the Aston, I was like, it's 6-litre engine. It's V12.
You're up
so
here,
it's like,
top
yeah.
trunks.
But, so going back to it, when we were looking at the Vantage, I loved that. And that was the one I was going to look at this one, but actually, I want to look at this, who's going to show us the others. And because I was thinking, I don't need the back seats. It looks more aggressive. It looks like more like a 911 and that type of car. And then when I got there, he was explaining. He said, "Look, if you were going the one, that one's more like a GT. It's more like you must, as in for a tourer.
Yeah.
This one is if you want to go out and just absolutely have a drive. But then it was like, well, where the bloody are you going to drive it?
Yeah.
Because this is the problem we're having. This is why we're now driving more in Europe and using Zante as a base. And we're in Isle of Man a lot now. We've got a base over there that we've sorted out. So again, we can play nicer roads, less traffic, and legally not get a speeding ticket. So it was then, well, to have that one, the one with no back seats, the Vantage, I'm constantly looking for potholes, looking for this,
Yeah.
looking for that. Am I going to enjoy it? But then it was like, well, if I go for this one, more of a tourer,
It's a bit more
and it
sympathetic on the
could
road.
then take over from the Mustang. So the plan is
Yeah.
have another year with the Mustang, use that for the next Europe tour, which we've already worked out. We're doing that again. That's going to be about 4,000 miles. Use the Mustang, and then when that gets retired and we go for the 911, then probably I could use the Aston. Whereas he said, if you want to take this, it was like, yeah, that's just gonna you want
What's
to drive that too
the
far.
miles per gallon in the Mustang?
Well, do you know what? 3,500 miles, and I said I was not hanging about. I think we got to 150 a couple. We were flooring it most places. 25 miles to the gallon.
It's not bad.
That was
not
the
bad at
average.
all, is it,
That's
really?
the average of the whole lot.
Wow. That's
Very good.
I was honestly, mate, I was
I wouldn't
absolutely
have said
amazed.
that,
And
yeah.
I'll tell you what I like. It's like I said to you, didn't I, about, do you remember the old 40 Towers one?
Yeah.
Where he's hitting the car with the branch. Now, if you, from our era, I said that was a common thing. You come to your car, it wouldn't start. You go, look, I've told you, one more time. And I said to him, I was constantly bartering with the Mustangs. Look, if you don't let me down, I'll make sure you're nicely valeted when you get there. And it didn't miss a beat. Not even a light bulb go out. Not a warning light. Nothing.
Good old Ford.
Yeah, that is good.
Have you had any speeding fines or tickets or
I
points
said
on your
this-
license?
If you think that first question was long...
Yeah,
it
no,
might be there a while.
I'll keep it brief. I said this to the wife, and she went, hold on, you've been caught speeding 20 or 30 times. He said, but most of the time you wriggle out of them. So if it's how many times you've been caught speeding against how many times you've actually got points. I've had points, I think, because they come off, don't they, after a while?
after 3 years, yeah.
So I think I've ended up with I don't think I've got any points on my licence now. And I think the maximum I've ever had is 3, and then they probably came out, and I think I've had another 3.
Right.
But yeah, been caught dozens
Only
of
reason
times.
because we run a leaderboard,
Yeah.
didn't we?
I
So
think you've been topped, haven't you?
I've been topped.
Yeah,
That
Richie.
was Richie.
Yeah.
So how do you,
go on.
just quickly, how do you normally get out of them then?
Well, you see, again, I think
Top tip for everyone.
No,
Wit and charm.
I think back in the day, and they can't do all this anymore. So back in the day, and I always remember it was the A12 because for years they had some sort of change in the road, or where they keep putting in them temporary speed things that go on for like 5 years. And me and the wife used to drive there because our family lived out that way, and constantly got caught, absolutely constantly. So it had come through, and you'd always, again, it's all changed now. You can't do this one. But you go for it and say, well, I need a picture. And they'd send a picture which looked like it'd been taken from Mars. So you go, and I'd go, look, I know you always play the
I've
thing.
asked this
so-
question actually
Yeah, so
before.
you'd be like, I don't know, because me and the wife drive, we're both insured, and we swap and change all the way. And back there, because you ain't got trackers back there, I don't know which one of us are driving. Could you get a better picture? And then, and I always, I'd always play the game, because they can't. Can't you just split the points between us? And it's like, no, one of you's got to take it. It's like, well, and then it went, so you did that, and they'd throw it out in the end. And it was only when the Hamiltons, is it Hamiltons, the two politicians, husband and wife, publicly said that's how they got our speeding fines. They closed it. I used that for years, and that got me out of so many.
Bloody politicians again.
Honestly. And then but then it went from that, and then it went to, do you remember when they'd go, if you don't tell us who are driving, we're also going to give you 3 points.
Yeah.
So, okay, you want to play that game, do you? Right, move on to phase 2. So we get the speeding fine through, and I'd say it was the wife. She'd go, she'd say it was me. so they couldn't use, we just fight. And I always remember one woman goes, well, one of you should just own up and take it. It's like, well, that'd hardly be fair. I'm absolutely sure it was her. And she's absolutely adamant it's me. So again, they'd have to throw it out. And we got away with that for a few years as well. But then, each time they tighten up, the pictures are a lot better and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
But I have asked that question, so it's good that you answered that. Yeah.
Right. Have you got any rants about driving in the UK?
Other than the conditions of the roads, that's the thing, isn't it, nowadays? When we were young, you could, there was a lot less traffic. The roads were generally a lot safer. When I got the boys, I brought them more up on the track on bikes because you ain't going to get hit by a bus or go down a pothole. Mm-hmm. So you could have all that sort of an adrenaline riding like not an idiot, but safely.
Yeah.
It's like, just don't when you're on the roads driving. You need to just use it A to B. So if there was any rant, it would just be because, I watch all these things, and when they changed it from it was no longer car tax, because back in the day what you paid went against the money of the roads.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I saw they changed that sneakily and they put a tiny little snippet in the papers, which is what they do to get information out, it's like, so it's no longer car tax. No, we all think it's called car tax. It's now to do with the environment and the emissions. So what they say now, it's got no relevance to the roads. It just goes into a key.
Oh, here's something on that that's quite interesting. I found out the Lambos ULEZ compliant.
Is it?
Apparently.
So is the Mustang.
Wow.
How ridiculous is that?
A 5-litre Mustang.
How ridiculous is that?
5.2.
Crazy.
That doesn't make any
Madness.
sense.
Madness. So, if I had a rant, and I don't really get anything negative, really, it's just the condition of the road. And as I said, that's why now we're just trying to spend more time in Europe.
Oh, I got something that bugs me. There you go. Is obviously undertaking's illegal technically. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if you notice around Milton Keynes, it's a lot worse and worse now. Obviously, you've got the load of dualies. Let's say a roundabout's coming up in like 1.5 miles, 2 miles down. Someone will sit in that right lane for the whole entire time. Yeah, if I go and undertake them, I'm the one that's going to get done for that. Mm-hmm.
But luckily, you know all the Thames Valley police. So.
What, undertake?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do it.
I've said that I do a lot of miles on the motorways for my job, and I'll always stick my speedo. I've got a limiter on my car, so I always set it to 70.
Yeah.
Mine's about 150.
I have been pulled, and while I was undertaking, and I argue the point that they're driving slower in what should be faster lanes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's actually legal.
It is legal.
So, if, for instance, this is my logic, I don't know how factually true this is, but my understanding is you can undertake if they're travelling slower in the right lane.
Yeah.
So my logic is if you undertake and you don't then pull back over, you're not actually undertaking.
Yeah.
So you just stay in that lane for a little bit long. I just stay in that lane for a justifiable amount of time until I do need to then move over. Then I'll move over. So that's how I try.
I suppose if I just butting in there, if I had a rant, I don't use the brakes. I use the brakes if I've got to stop because I don't know I've got to stop, like an emergency. If I'm on motorways, driving around here, generally it's like, I know it's coming. It's like that bend's been there forever. Yeah. So it's like, I know it's coming, so I'll alter my speed accordingly and I'll go around it. That's probably my only rant is when you get people where it's like, have you just got these brakes? Because it's like, either that or you've got a problem with your lights because they just keep coming on.
Yeah.
So that's probably my only thing.
That's a good little rant, actually.
That was a very good rant.
Yeah, I like that.
Enjoyed it.
Right, so what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done to a car?
The Capri, with my bright idea to try to make it look like a 2.8 Capri when I couldn't afford the insurance. So I went out and bought big wide wheels. Do you remember them tyres? They were called Firestone or something. I don't know if they're still around. And painted it white, with I painted the worded so it looked all like...
I was still doing that until a little while back.
So done all that. But the problem was, because I am a moron, it's like I didn't realise what you should have done was put longer studs on the wheels to make the nuts do up.
Right.
So I was able to get out on every journey and tighten the nuts off because they were coming loose because they ran on about a thread.
Really?
Yeah, someone pointed that out to me after I'd sold the car. And I was telling them the story. I said, what you do is if you put wide wheels on because it's wider, you get longer studs. Right, I carried literally that. Remember that the wheel spanner, the 4 ton? Yeah. That was always on the passenger seat. And I'd be with the girlfriend. I'd say, grab me that, get out, quickly tighten these up. And some of them, you have to proper tighten. They'd really come loose because they were literally just hanging on. Yeah, that's probably the worst
thing. That's quite scary as well at the same time, isn't it?
That is scary.
Yeah, I like that. So what do you think the ugliest car ever made is?
Again, we were chatting about this. I think not a car, but up until recently, because I think someone's actually turned up at Peugeot and actually design cars now. I've never seen a good-looking French car until they've now started tweaking the Peugeots.
That's fighting talk, isn't
Oh,
it?
that is fighting talk.
You could say the Renaults, they were quite like the little Renault 5s, they were pretty good. But generally, you try and think, who came up with that idea? So I would say, generally, I've never been a big fan. You know, like you might look at Italian cars and go, the majority is like, wow,
Yeah.
German cars, so well made. It's like French.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah. Well, even like the 205s, because you're back in your old schools, aren't you?
So that's what I'm saying. Some of the hot hatches, if you take those, but if you look across the entire board, there weren't that many to write home about.
They did make some
To be
ugly
fair,
cars.
I part agree with that.
Yeah, I do.
They're not ugly, but they're not breathtaking. They're just really good fun.
But
And I think that's what gives them character. I don't think the 205 GTI is I don't think it's stunning, but I know what it's capable.
iconic.
I know what it's
If you
capable
go
of.
from when those cars finished, like, so what are they, 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
To then, like, up till recently, because some of the Peugeots
Some
now
are
are
nice
pretty,
now,
pretty
aren't
Oh, they
nice.
look awesome.
And I've looked at
They're
them,
the
those
state
cars,
cars.
and
Yeah.
they've changed the logo a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've made it so actually from a distance it looks like a Lamborghini badge.
Yeah.
Because they've put it into the badge.
yeah.
So, but if you look at that general, decade or so between
Oh,
the old cars...
the 1007, fucking horrible.
Yeah.
The 3008,
They did make
fucking
some
horrible.
ugly cars, yeah.
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 So I'd say, I'd probably say it would be something French, but I don't know what one.
Okay.
Oh,
I'd
like I
say
said, it's-
Mercedes.
You're
I do
not a
not
lover of
like
Mercedes, are you?
Mercedes. Not
Any
a fan.
particular one? Any of them?
No. Don't. The only one that I go, okay, I'd get one of them is the G-Wagon. I wouldn't be that fussed.
See, I'm not
apart
that
from-
fussed about the G.
I used to
appreciate
be,
it. I
but
appreciate it.
I
but-
wouldn't get one. I'm just not a fan of Mercedes. I've
Yeah.
never liked them. I don't like the look of them. I don't know. Even when you go down to the old ones, I'm not a fan. But then it's each to their own because there's going to be loads of people out there.
this
that
is
love
what we
them,
always
and
say,
they
it's
don't
all
like what I
relative,
have. So
isn't
it's
it? Yeah.
it's fair. I'm not going to slate it and say they're.
Yeah, it's just
or-
like
it
we
just-
said earlier, each to their own, isn't
I'm
it?
not a fan.
Yeah.
I've always been more of Audi over. I think Audi is a better brand than Mercedes. Just my opinion. Where I don't know if you actually look at it, it might be Mercedes is a better brand than Audi. So
It's all relative, though.
Yeah.
You could pick and choose who's got better this and that and God knows what, and you could argue till you
I think
blue in the
Mercs
face.
sound unreal.
Yeah.
Like their 6 litre things are just
The 6.2
mental.
V8 is it's ungodly.
Yeah, they're phenomenal, and the inside they've got so much class to them. But on a general, isn't that's the one to me? I wouldn't be.
And also,
that
there's too
fussed
much to
about.
choose from. So if you think back when we were kids, you'd have literally a handful of poster cars, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It would be whatever the Ferrari was, whatever the Lamborghini was, maybe an Aston Martin.
Yeah.
But like every brand does something quite amazing normally. Like there'll be a top of the range Merc, top of the range Audi. It sounds amazing, souped up, whatever, and there's so much to choose from.
I think we may have touched on this before. I think the exclusivity of having a top of the line car,
Yeah.
i.e. a C63 or an RS6, an RS4, something like that. I think it's been dulled down by the manufacturers
Yeah.
because they bring out an S line
Yeah.
or a AMG line or something like that, where you've got the little bits of the sporty ones, but on a more economical car. So I think the exclusivity of having a top of the range car is slightly gone, because to people who didn't know, you could park an A220 A-Class next to an A45 AMG.
Yeah,
They look very similar.
They would look incredibly similar, but it would only take a petrol head to know the real difference
And I
between
think
them.
also when I was much younger, and you're the same, aren't you? My theory was, but certainly when I bought the first Porsche, is like back when I bought that. Back then, like the top of the range Mondeo was probably the same sort of money. It's like I would rather have an older car that's like wow, which I know is going to take a bit of upkeep and a few problems, than have something brand new.
Yeah.
There's loads of them.
average.
Might just not be as
But
new.
it's like your XR3 that you said about.
Yeah.
That would stand out
Yeah.
because it's an XR3. But then you had the Escort bonus or the 1.3 popular. Or
Oh, yeah, I remember
a
those.
gear
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
But they were very, very easy to tell apart.
The gear meant you had a bit of carpet on the inside.
It
the
did,
door.
yeah,
You
it was,
didn't
yeah.
even have electric windows. No, it's like these two when they were little. It's like for us, electric windows. I mean, that was like, wow. Do you remember you could get a conversion kit to put electric windows on your car?
Absolutely.
And that was like, wow. And I remember these two when they were little trying to explain to them. They were like, Dad, when you were little, what sort of mobile phone did you have? No, you don't get this. They were tied to the wall.
Yeah.
You could go nowhere.
Yeah.
And it never reached far enough for you to do anything with it. And it's like trying to get them to understand. It's like, no, we used to have to wind the window up.
Yeah. I had an Orion 1.6i Gear at one point, and it had a fuel computer in it, a trip computer thing. And it just used to go beep, beep. And to me, that was like, my car's got a computer.
Even
was
to have
nuts.
a rev counter.
Yeah.
Old school. You know, if you remember, the basic cars didn't have even have a rev counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, matey boy that turned up yesterday.
Yeah, his little 309 he had yesterday.
It's
Didn't
got-
even have a rev counter.
It's got the place for where you'd have it, but they didn't bother to put it in, so they just put the badge. Just put a Peugeot badge there.
It is. I mean, it is nice. I mean, I do quite like old school with where people have respect and and all that side. But when you go for cars, it's certainly got better. Isn't it?
Yeah. I think we're almost done with the questions.
Yeah, we are
but
done
what would
almost.
you say is this in a question that we might introduce? What would you say the modern day poster car is?
Oh, good
You
question.
probably got one, to be honest with you.
I have, at the minute, I am obsessed with the Aston Martin Valkyrie.
Okay, yeah.
I think that is.
Does look nice, doesn't it?
I think it looks like a spaceship, but with the Formula One thing, and Adrian Newey designed it and everything like that. The science behind it, and I was very lucky that in my previous job I got to work at the place that built them.
What was it, Gaydon or not Gaydon? Or?
Yeah, it was near Gaydon, Aston Martin. It was on. They built a special workshop, and then we did the fit out for it. But to see it in its, see what it was and the design. But Adrian Newey going, I want this, and then Aston Martin go, we can't do that. No, well, you must do it. And just to see it evolve and everything, I think the engineering and the science behind it is stunning. And I think if you get the right spec and the right colour, it's the most beautiful
So
car.
if you was a 10-year-old kid now, that's what you'd have.
I'd have a Valkyrie on my wall.
And
I
you guys?
still think that if you were a kid drawn with your crayons, a supercar, I still don't think they've changed that much because back in the day, you'd be sloping slightly forward, wouldn't it? You'd maybe have a spoiler. You'd look as if you've got bigger wheels on the back. Maybe, I don't think the overall design of a supercar
It's
now
changed
has
a bit,
just changed that much.
Yeah, big wheels, sleek, doors go up, big spoilers and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
What would yours be?
I don't know. I just thought of it when you said something about a poster car. I was like, I wonder what
The only thing we
people say
noticed
now.
with your Lambo is, and one of the things we were saying, is how jet fighter it looks like what do you say, a stealth bomber, didn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's very sort of
Apparently,
angled.
they're actually, I googled it. Apparently, they were actually designed around
Looking like that.
Yeah.
Was it?
But poster car, I never had cars on my wall.
Did you not?
Never had poster cars. I had
You had
Megan
you had
Fox
boys, didn't
and I
you?
had Jennifer Aniston.
Mine
They
was
were the two that I had on my wall.
Yeah.
Started as Jennifer Aniston, then I went to Megan Fox after watching Transformers.
Transformers changed a lot of people, didn't it?
Yeah.
Owen had a tractor.
Owen had a tractor.
Oh,
Owen
did he?
actually had Eddie Stobart,
Yeah, that's why.
as in not the person. The
gonna say,
lorries.
what-
He used to love the lorries. Yeah.
Laying over a bonnet.
You've got to pick a car then. I'm going to put you on the spot. Quick fire, you've got 30 seconds.
A modern day car. I'd say the Porsche GT3, I think.
The GT3 RS?
Yes. Yeah. I think that after sitting in Leeds one the other week, I think that's probably what I'd pick.
Cool.
Yeah. It was gorgeous.
Very good.
So, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So we're going to call that a day?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for bringing us a
That's
cake.
right. You do.
Are we
realise
having
have
cake
to-
before you go?
You can do. We don't eat cake, so it's one for you two to make you two fat.
There's no... Well,
Goes into you too.
No, but honestly, by the time you edit this, you probably get about 3 minutes because I do waffle on. I'm a
No,
salesman.
no,
I'm a
no,
salesman.
you've been good.
This is what we want. We want your old stories. That's why you come on.
They're not that exciting. It's like, as I said, I see with what the boys do nowadays at their ages, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But mine's just sort of fumbling through life.
You've had some cool
say,
cars, so
we
that's-
did say when you and your brother came on, you were incredibly inspiring for young lads your age. So obviously commends you for bringing them up in the certain way that you have, but it's made them into proper little grafters who go after what they want.
The thing is,
And
it's a
it
lost
was-
art. We have a real problem employing people, youngsters. I mean, not everyone, but I don't want to sort of, but generally, no one wants to graft anymore. Everyone wants it for nothing, and it is art, and it's I mean, we've got some really good lads at work at the moment, haven't we, with what they do, but they're just not easy to find. And I don't know.
Yeah. I think it is a dying breed.
I think that's another discussion that we could go on about when we start another more intellectual podcast.
You two ain't on it.
We won't be on it.
I'll be over there behind the camera. Yeah.
Right. Like, comment, subscribe. Anything you want to see, drop it in our comments, please.
Yes, there's merch available. Just contact us and we'll sort it out for you. Thank you for watching and thank you guys for coming on.
Lovely. Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
chaps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good to see you again,
Thanks.
Tristan.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. We'll call it a day, yeah?